Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy. How you doing?
We need lots of help. Always. Give it up. Word up. Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, and everywhere else. Hello, I'm Dr. Greenthumb. To my right, the hitman, Julio G, Mr. Legendary.
Where you got me at? Where you got me? Who rolled these for me? Who rolled this?
Those are 8 tons.
Right? Oh, 8 tons, man. You gotta come on, bro. You gotta show me how to do this, bro. Look at these. It's beautiful, man. It's like art, bro. Well, I'm back in the house. Sorry, I was gone for a couple weeks, everybody, but I'm back in here.
Welcome back, sir.
I got out of jail. I'm good.
That's right. Bailed him out the county this morning.
Thank you, B.
Got out last night at midnight. You know what I'm saying? That's when they kick you out, too, at midnight.
Yeah, without you, man.
Hey,
I'd have been in the county, bro.
Hey, what are friends for, bro? We have another legend in the house, Psycho Leezy.
Salute, peoples. It's Tuesday. Squeeze.
Absolutely. In the treehouse, we got Bolton Blombo, Bra, and the Dominator. Treehouse crew, what's up?
You know we're back and back, B. You need some red smoke on that sweater.
Hey, watch out.
Watch your mouth.
Trying to gangbang on me. You see
Already,
this?
bro.
Yeah. I'm about to send Julio
I'm
after
the one
you.
who taught this guy, and he's, now banging on me.
I know. That's how it goes usually.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And we got the strong one in the house, Strong Tone.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday.
Steph Tone, the Def Tone.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
All good. Thank
I know. We didn't do our trade-off, but it's not over yet. And joining us today, special guest, Carson Lueders in the house.
What's good, guys? Thanks for having me, man.
Make some noise.
Yes.
Happy to be here, man.
Hey, thanks for coming through, man.
Yes, sir.
We know that you're a busy man doing things.
Trying, man. I'm trying my best just to stay busy. It's kind of hard sometimes, man. Going through COVID, everything is shut down.
Yeah.
But I'm happy everything is, opened up again, so we're able to, do stuff that we like to do, like go to shows and have fun.
Yeah. What was the first show you went to when you could, after all the...
The first show that I went to was actually at my college, because a lot of people don't know I went to one semester of college at Gonzaga down in where I'm
Gonzaga?
from. Yeah, Gonzaga in Washington State.
Yeah.
So the first concert was, I think it was just like a gathering at like a halftime show or something where they had someone come in and all of our friends were just like turned up. So we're all having fun and stuff. So
Yeah, man. It wasn't nothing like that first gig you could go to and just let loose after being like, locked in for 2 years or whatever, man. It's like freedom.
I'm really excited. I'm actually sitting courtside at the Atlanta Hawks game and this Friday.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that. I'm in Young Thug and Gunna seats.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. They won't be using those for a minute, huh?
Yeah, they ain't
Man.
using those for a while.
Free Thug and Gunna, man.
Oh, man.
I seen that Gunna try to get out again, but they declined him again.
Oh, they're declining all those dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a RICO. That's a RICO charge.
yeah,
man.
with the RICO
You're gonna
charge.
sit down. You're gonna sit down for that.
You're going to sit down till it's over,
No. Either you're gonna win that case or you're not. No,
Right.
going home to chill and ankle monitor and all that. Ain't nothing.
Nah.
Of that, bro.
Not with a RICO.
Not with that. Nah, and it's the state that did it.
Mm.
It's the state of Georgia that did it. It's not even a federal, like all federal. It's actually the state that came after them. So, yeah, they're about to knock down some more people in Atlanta, though.
Oh, yeah,
they're not the only ones.
Hey, they're knocking fools left and right.
Yeah, because the crime and the violence has just gotten too out of control in Atlanta. So it's like they're starting to look at it like rappers are making money, and basically they're using that money to continue their neighborhood or whatever.
The ish on the street.
The crime, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's they're just coming after it. Maybe me and you, because we kind of grew up in the streets like that, maybe we have a different kind of view of how that goes. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's like a rapper is popular and get some money, and then he wants to look out for his homie because he grew up with this guy. It's not necessarily that it's always like I'm funding the hood. Sometimes it's like if me and B were friends and I came up and here, B, take 20, man, just on me, just do you. You know what I mean?
Happens.
They'll take that into like
that happens, yeah.
into you're funding something. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know if those guys really could get caught on that level of it. But that's kind of what the state is trying to come after them about. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
me and you, it makes a little more sense. But to the regular person prosecuting, they're looking at it like, hey, this is you using this to do this, and this person got killed, and you involved in that.
Yeah, whenever you're a rapper, right, and you come from a neighborhood and you're putting money back in that hood, they're investigating you.
Yeah, and then but that's what I'm saying. It's very sketchy. Like, what does it mean putting money back in the hood? You looking out for me because, like I said, you bailed me out of jail.
Well,
that's my home.
Well,
they look at it wrong.
Different.
You know what
that's
I mean?
different though. Like, you know, if I'm hooking up one of my homies who just got out of prison with the $1,000 or a couple $1,000, whatever he does with it is on him, right? Because that's an individual thing. But when you're like putting money into the hood where they're buying weapons in a dope bag to like you know to replenish and make the hood some money and to protect the hood and be able to go at any rivals and stuff like that, that's a different donation, man. And
no, but I'm saying is with prosecutors, they're looking at it like if you just looked out for me, they looking at it. I'm from your neighborhood. Oh, that's considered. You know, that's a gang.
Well,
thing.
yeah,
It's
but
like in LA, you got gang enhancements, and you know what I mean. You're considered a gang when you're involved in it. So that's what I'm saying. For those guys, they got like a tough trail to try to get out of that situation.
For real.
Prosecutors use stuff like that against you. That little small stuff.
Any little thing.
Help a little homie out with 500. They consider that like you.
At 6:45 p.m. on Tuesday, we saw Julio G giving Psycho Les envelope. What did that envelope contain, Mr. Gonzalez?
Exactly. They want to know all that. So.
None of your business.
Say, I wish them the best, man. That's that Rico's.
Order in the court. Goddamn it. Speaking of court, how did it feel? How does it feel like that you got invited to that Atlanta Hawks game to sit in them seats?
Man, I think it's a really cool feeling to have someone like, you know, obviously like the head of the arena at the Atlanta Hawks, you know, invite me. I think they went on my Instagram and I had posted up like a photo where I was wearing Trae Young's jersey in Atlanta.
Baller.
So I think that's what they threw up, and you know, obviously they saw that and they wanted to invite me down. So I'm just excited because
You was just chilling though, right? You was just hanging out?
Yeah, I was just hanging out in like a lobby or
Thought
something.
you was working that night.
No,
Well,
I was just in a lobby.
You was singing or something?
I think it's the recognition of the work, period. You know, they see he's got it cracking, and you know, they always want to have someone that's like tapped in. You know what I mean? So
You're like the new wave.
yeah, absolutely.
You should have grabbed the mic and start.
Man, ain't nobody gonna grab a mic when they're saying
Drop some bars.
Come on. You don't see Flea and Anthony doing that at Laker games. You ain't gonna see nobody doing that. Although you know what? You know who did it one time was Will.i.am and Fergie.
Oh yeah.
They were sitting sideline at a Laker game, and all of a sudden,
Mike in there.
yeah, they
started busting the song right there, huh?
They gave him mics. They
No
started
way.
busting the song
Wow, that's
right
tight.
there.
No, I think like for this game, I think they're just gonna put me up on like the jumbotron. So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but next time they'll ask you to like do the national anthem. You never know.
In
you know
there-
what I mean?
in
That's how
there.
it starts.
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
right, and they're playing "Toxic" featuring Quavo. So I mean, that's my new record.
and that's
by
the new
way.
record,
So I
right?
had to plug it one time. I should have like a shot meter for every time I say "toxic."
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody take a shot every time Toxic comes up. How about that? Yeah. That must have been dope for, you know, because obviously, you know, Quavo's popping.
Right.
To have him on the record must have been awesome.
Yeah, man, it all just came down to, you know, who I was as an artist and kind of how I evolved, because I met Quavo years ago when I was down in Atlanta while Jermaine Dupri was shooting the Rap Game. So when I reconnected with Quavo, it was more of an organic, hey man, what's going on? Because he had remembered me.
Yeah.
Because the Migos had posted me way back in the day, like, because I was popping on my own shit.
Yeah.
And sorry. And then,
It's all right.
is that,
That's right.
It's all right.
Good. You good, bro?
You good.
No, and then and then I was just like popping, so they threw me up, and now they blow up, and you know they have this look at my dad, bad and bougie, and all this
Yeah.
different stuff going down, and I'm like, damn, they really blew up. Like those are the Migos.
Yeah.
And I always kind of looked up to Quavo, and you know he was always kind of my favorite of the group. So when I had the opportunity, small world, my manager was actually sitting next to him on the plane, and it wasn't even supposed to happen. And my manager has like, yeah, I'll trade you this seat so you could sit next to your wife. And then that put him back right next to Quavo. But he didn't know it was Quavo because he had like a ski mask on, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, damn, I'm sitting next to this guy now. And like, I have no idea, but it's cool, whatever. I'll just try and go to sleep. He woke up and they were like, yeah, let me know if we can get you anything, Mr. Carter, or whatever his last name was.
Yeah.
And he was like, damn. He looked over at his watch. He was like, damn, that's like a bust down like Audemars Baguette or something.
Yeah.
And then they came back over and he finally started talking to him, and then they FaceTimed me. So that's kind of how that all went down. So
Damn.
That's dope, man.
That's a hella hookup right there, man.
it's dope, bro. I just feel like it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was forced. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people can come out and be like, oh, yeah, this is paid for, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I spent my hard-earned money on a Quavo verse.
Yeah.
So if we had a good hookup, then it only makes sense.
Oh, that's
No, for sure.
that's dope, man. The fact that he remembered you and like
Yeah.
would get on with you like that, man.
And just like the whole vibe of the song, like Toxic, is like such a, I feel like it appeals to the youth right now, just because, you know, like it could be literally like I could have a toxic relationship with my partner or my mom or my grandma. Like you could have a toxic
Yep.
relationship with your dog.
Even with yourself.
Yeah, with yourself.
Self-destructive.
Everyone knows toxic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Intoxicated.
But that's kind of the word that they use right now. That's kind of how they describe it.
Yeah,
So you-
and I felt like it was just on some swag shit, like some
Yeah.
early, like, I don't know, you're toxic.
Yeah, you caught the
Yeah.
wave of it, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's dope. Hey, but you started off saying you were young, right?
yeah.
How did you start off like in the beginning? Because I heard when I was reading some on you, I heard that
he's
you started
young, right?
young.
Crazy.
I mean, like crazy younger than this.
like
Yeah.
Like,
5.
what age were you?
No, I started playing guitar at the age of 5.
Mm.
I was very young.
Wow.
And yeah, I played guitar. I was into country music actually, because my parents, you know, grew up listening to like Keith Urban and like all these different artists. So that's who I naturally, you know, listened to. And they didn't really play like pop and urban and stuff like that. So when I found urban music for the first time, I think it was like Chris Brown or Drake or someone along the lines of that. I think it was so cool because I just fell in love with it. And when I came into the industry, I think one thing that people saw in me was like I never tried to fake anything, and I was always just naturally myself.
Yeah.
And if I had like a little like, I guess you could say like white boy swag, like it was not fake. So I mean, people appreciated it, and that's just kind of how I just kept on growing. So
Just being yourself.
yeah, man, that's like the one thing I can't stress enough is just be yourself and put yourself out there, because like the worst thing that's gonna happen is like, yeah, you could do something wrong, but if you're just being yourself and you put out a song, you do you, man, because I guarantee you somebody out there likes it.
So
You-
they
you
relate
consider-
to
you-
someone out there will definitely relate to it.
Relate to it. That's what.
You know what I mean? Because too many artists get caught up in trying to be like the other guy. Because oh man, he's got a hit right now. I got to follow that trend.
Right.
And that's what gets the game in trouble. What were you gonna say?
Do you consider yourself like a guitar player though, or or do you?
Yeah, like
you
if you
play an
gave me
instrument?
if you gave me a guitar right now, I could play you like 10 different songs.
So that's why I say that's what I was gonna say. It makes you. That's the difference. It makes you because you come into the game as like a musician.
Musician.
So
yeah.
it's kind of
Not
different than
only
just being an artist that you sing and
Not just
now
someone
you
you-
understand
yeah.
music. It's a different kind of vibe when you come into the music game at a young age, playing something too.
Oh yeah.
Because it teaches you about music. You know what I mean, and how to play.
You rock it on stage too.
Yeah, I rock the guitar on stage. I love live. Like I did a song, one of my most successful songs as a kid. It's called "Remember Summertime," and that I just wrote on the guitar, and it was such a natural. I was singing about the girl I met across the lake, so it was so natural to me, and I think that's what like fans saw in that and how people related to it.
When did your parents like see you and say, "Damn, this kid's like not playing around no more. This is not just him." Like, when did that pop off for you?
You know, it's kind of funny you say that because my parents have always been so supportive. Like my mother was the one who took me to LA and got me into a studio, and I was 13, I was like 12 years old. I was very young. So the fact that my mom brought me here and like set me into the industry, but yet didn't just like kick me off to the first label that wanted me. Like she's very hands-on.
She did her diligence on it.
Yeah, she just knows. Like I call her the truth.
Come on, your mom's is your first fan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yo, and
She's
some
the first
people,
one, you know?
some people may think it's weird that I like sometimes I still roll around with my mom, but she's so smart when it comes to everything. She just keeps it all going for me, and that's what I like about her.
More people in this game, especially when they're young, need to do that. They don't, because out of pride and ego, oh, I don't want my mom around. But like, I mean, the guidance is everything.
Yeah.
When you picked up the guitar at 5, right?
Yeah.
Who was in your family, or who was it that inspired you to pick up the guitar?
So nobody really plays music in my direct family. My extended family, you know, a little bit of guitar. Like my uncle Stan, he always had a guitar. I would love to go like sit on his lap and play the guitar with him at like a very young age. So there was always inspirations, but nobody inside my dad can't play the guitar. It was actually funny. When I got my first guitar at 5, my dad went to Costco and he was like, oh, I'm going to go get a guitar too. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to play guitar with you. And within like the first couple of weeks, I was just in it.
Ripping on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't keep up.
Hey, let me ask you this, because like, you know, you see when they do like the American Idol and the voices and all that stuff, right? You see cats come in, even, you know, men and women come in and they play guitar and they rip with it in their hands. But the minute you take the guitar away from them, they feel kind of awkward without it. Did you have that the first time singing without it?
Never, no. For me, it was just, you know, direct. I feel like with or without the guitar, if I had like a soundtrack or a backing track, I was definitely comfortable like dancing. And I think that's one of the first things that people saw in me.
That you could dance.
I could dance, I could play guitar, and I can sing. So it wasn't like
Triple
anything
threat.
was being forced.
Yep.
And
It's
yeah,
natural.
like here you see, I was just like, this is countryside right here. I was just singing some Luke Combs, man.
Bring it.
It's crazy, because like sometimes the stuff you used to listen to, maybe, you know, it was inspiration, but that's not necessarily what you make as music.
Exactly. I have records that are country records, yet I just released a record with Quavo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many, and that's the cool thing about the spectrum, because you can look at it now and say, oh shit, he plays country music, he raps, or he got an R&B song with Timbaland and all these different things. So
Yeah.
I think it's a cool kind of variety for me.
Do you ever feel like you want to bridge it and do like a version of what you're doing now with some country?
Absolutely. I feel like it's cool, kind of like, not to make another reference, but like Post Malone is really cool with like some of his songs that aren't necessarily country, but
They have a vibe.
that acoustic vibe that I love to, like, in the middle of my shows, I love to take the guitar, sit down, spotlight, and just run something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Smash it at the end.
Music's a melting pot. It's
Yeah.
where you get to express whatever you want, because you're an artist, and an artist is there to ignite the imagination in everyone.
Right.
So the more you can melt things together, the better.
Yeah. For sure.
And the fact that you could detach from the guitar. Because again, a lot of people get uncomfortable. Like they don't know what to do with themselves when they're so used to it. You know what I mean? But to be able to,
It's like their pacifier.
yeah,
And that's kind of crazy too, to play guitar and sing at the same time. Like
Yeah.
rock and roll, rock and roll.
I think it all
you
just came naturally, man.
yeah.
I want to ask you something about the country music, because like I don't listen to the country. Like
Okay.
it's not that I hate it, and I just
Yeah, of
don't. It's
course.
not around me. You know what I mean? So I
And
just.
I'll be real with you. I don't like the blue, like, twang. No, I'm talking like more.
No, that's what I'm saying. That has
as,
its-
as mainstream as.
Yeah, it's like hip hop. It has his
Subgenres.
subgenres. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just wanted to ask you at a young age, like when you're doing country, explain what that is. Like what is it that you vibe? What is the vibe of it? Like so I can kind of understand it. Like what is it that you get into about country that you do like? What is it? You know?
I think the thing that sets country aside for me is the pure enjoyment that I have when I looked at my idol in musical idol, Keith Urban, right?
Yeah.
Australian guy, chill or whatever. He's playing guitar and he's singing, and he started like doing the stuff where he adjusts his like guitar or like in-ears or something behind, and I was like so invested in like copying every single move that he did.
Yeah, he's a pro.
Like when he just starts, like I think the main thing about country that gets me is when like him or Brad Paisley could be in the middle of a song and they just start shredding like their guitar, and I feel like that's just so dope. Like you see so many rock people like just go shred a guitar,
Right.
Yeah.
No,
and
I
then
feel
jump
you.
back on the mic is cool.
Yeah. No, I
So
feel
like
you.
guitar solos and.
Yeah, that's tight.
But I would say for like my age and where I'm at in my musical journey, it makes more sense for me to drop, pop urban records right now.
Yeah, for sure. I was just curious about the country thing, because like I said, I don't be around it so much, but I was just curious how your view of
That's
it.
a good
as
point you just brought up. Yeah.
What's the vibe of it? You know what I mean? Because let's say like in Hispanics, when people talk about this style called corridos, right? So you have to kind of explain it to people because they don't know. It's just a guitar thing, and the lyrics are also street stuff.
And
you know what I mean?
accordions too.
Yeah, and accordions. You know what I mean? So that's why I was asking about what country was about. You know what I mean? It's dope though.
I think country is it's sort of like, now it's got a bunch of subgenres, but I believe at its core it was almost like a form of blues, because like all of it was like talking about real scenarios, the things people were going through, where
I think songwriting more too. When
Yeah,
it's
it's very,
songwriting.
that's exactly
a
what
little
it is.
more
Very
direct
songwriting.
and personal rather than just
storytelling, like
Exactly.
rather than like.
Country girls.
Yeah, no.
Well, there's that
I was
too.
just thinking about this song, like it's
So
this Keith Urban song. It's like called "I Want to Kiss a Girl," and it was like I'm thinking about that song, and it's playing in my head, and I'm like, damn, this is such a direct song. He's just talking about. He's like, I want to kiss a girl. It's so random.
So then the next question is, when Stagecoach comes around, are you going to Stagecoach?
Yeah, if I'm popping enough to get on that stage, I would love to follow someone like Kane Brown. Do you guys know Kane Brown?
Yeah.
Kane Brown's dope. I look up to him. He's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to be on Stagecoach.
Yeah, he was just playing. We were playing in the same city. He played the night before we did, just last week. I mean, he had a sold out crowd. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
The dude,
He rips.
dope.
And he's a younger dude
You
too.
want to know the funny thing about that is I'm actually friends with Kane Brown's wife,
Huh.
Caitlin. Yeah, because I was in Orlando and I went on tour with her. Actually, it's just such a small world. It's like two worlds connect, and you're like, wait, how does that make sense?
So that next is the collab.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh no! We just manifested it
That's
right
right.
now by
There
talking
you
about
go.
it, man.
All right, we getting the
Manifestation.
collab in. Kane Brown, let's go.
That's right, Kane
it.
Brown. You heard it right here first on the Greenthumb Show.
Yeah.
The possible collaboration.
Hey, when was the first time you got in the studio and you recorded like your first song? When was that? What was that whole experience like?
The first time I got into a studio was the last week that I was 10 years old.
Really? Wow.
So I
that
was
young,
just
huh?
turning 11, and I think I got into the studio, and I just wanted to make some music, and so we just made this song called "Get to Know You, Girl." Yeah, it's pretty catchy.
That's crazy.
Was it intimidating to you, or were you stoked to be there?
No, I think the producer was very, open arms. He's a very laid back guy. Taught me a lot, so I think it was cool because rather than just being like so nervous to sing in a studio for the first time, it was kind of more like a natural situation. I know I say natural way too much.
Hey, but you know what? It's good when you have a guide like that, because some people do get intimidated, right? You could have the dopest rapper on the street. He'll spit a acapella to you and kill it right there in that moment. You bring him into the studio and he sees all the bells and whistles. He can't spit a bar, right? Same thing with some singers. We've seen that too. Like they could totally sing on the street and kill it. And the minute they get in that studio, it's a little bit intimidating when they hear themselves on that mic.
I've seen rappers that I think they're really good at what they're doing when they're freestyling it, and then they get behind a mic and then they can't marry the voice to the beat.
Right.
They can't seem to find that pocket of the tone of it.
Yeah.
And that's where they get a little. So over here you fantastic, like you got bars.
Yeah.
But here goes the beat with the mic, and if it's something slower, it's like, oh, is he really that dope, or is it just
Right.
Right? That's what's tricky about exactly what you're saying. It's like it's tricky with the rap thing, because you can see somebody outside and think they all that, and then get behind, and then they just got a lot of bars and it don't really get to nowhere. It's not really no.
Or
hit
maybe
music.
they got the bar work, but they cannot like
Ain't
do
got
it
the
live.
juice. Ain't got the juice or the swag.
Yeah, to do it live.
Yeah,
Do
for
it
sure.
live.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like to convince anybody that this is, dope.
For sure.
Yo, so the new song is Toxic, right? Got
Yes,
like how
sir.
many views?
We just dropped a music video, I think like 3 days ago. I think we're like coming up on 200,000. But the impressive stat for me,
I know you had a big one though.
yeah, we had a couple big ones like hit like over a couple million. I think one is past like 10 million, which is great. I'm more excited about the streams.
Yeah.
Because I've seen streaming just fluctuate so much in my career. Like if I'm not dropping music throughout COVID, I dropped down to like 20,000 monthly listeners. And you drop one record with Quavo, we're back up to like 170,000 monthly listeners,
Yeah.
which is not crazy, but it's good for
Big difference, yeah.
for an up and coming artist to
Yeah.
be able to gain 400% of their monthly listeners within like 3 weeks. Is
Absolutely,
good.
yeah.
And it's a great start. And I'm just very thankful that I have the relationships to, make that happen in the first place.
Yeah.
Man, take advantage of that because, like, coming up, like, from our era, it was just like if we would have had all that, it would have been just so different. So take advantage of
Yeah.
all that because that's what it's really
crazy.
about.
Yeah,
It's
it's
understanding numbers. It's really understanding, like, your numbers. That's the most important thing in the game right now is the analytics of everything because that helps you. Like you said, when you drop music, people are more attentive. If you take a little time off, then you're in this era, you're going to lose some steam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, for
for
sure.
sure.
And I think you could sort of like make moves around that, seeing the progress of it. It's more hands on than having to wait every quarter like you would, on like a true record cycle, right? You're waiting every
To
quarter
see where you're
what
at.
see where you're at. Where
Yeah.
with the streams, your analytics are boom, you
Yeah.
see them right
Well,
when you need to see them.
Spotify for artists, I could pull up on my phone and see, oh, wow, 60 people listening to Toxic right now. Like, it'll show me, 42 people are listening to Toxic right now. 78 are listening right now. Like, you can literally know to the T who's listening to your record at that second.
And you could do something
Are
about
you that hands on?
What's that?
Are you that hands on with it?
I don't got it on my phone. I got it on the iPad. So whenever I'm at home just chilling and I check the Spotify, like today I checked Spotify numbers, and it's kind of like a little daily gift. It's just like, how much did we grow, right?
Right.
How much did the family grow?
Right.
So you just check it out, and like right now I think it was at like 161. So Toxic just hit 200,000 streams. So I was at 161,000 monthly listeners, and I checked it today, and we went up to like 168.
Right.
So I mean, it's
growing.
gaining like
Yeah, it's
5
gaining.
to 6,000 monthly
Oh,
a day.
absolutely. That's
Hey,
great.
So that's where it gets addicting, though, where
Yeah.
you start checking it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's like the
one
stock
day
market.
you'll only gain like 4,000 fans.
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
like,
bro, like
what did I do wrong?
artists look at their analytics now like stockbrokers.
I was gonna say exactly.
Oh
It's
man,
like
it's
stocks.
the worst.
Like
It's like
stockbrokers,
stocks,
yeah.
bro. It's like stocks.
What are we in the market today?
Yeah, what we looking like?
Where's our standing?
Oh,
in
we
the
got a
market?
bump today. Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
But you know what though? Like when you're hands on like that though, you can do something about it. If you see like, oh, it's kind of like okay today, we need to do something about that. You could put up posts. You can do things to actually, catch a spark and and like get more eyeballs and ears on it. You know what I mean? Like when you don't know that, you're just kind of going on and like
You're not even paying attention. A lot of
You're not
people don't
paying
really understand how to
attention.
look at it that deep because it's a different day. It's a different time from the era we came up in. You know what I mean? Or like you said, our era was just, we didn't have that advancement of technology.
Well, I think it all comes down, sorry to cut you off, I think it's about algorithms too.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Everybody doesn't know that like, 9 a.m. is my best time to post
Right,
to
right.
reach everyone in Brazil and Jakarta and all these different, like my biggest fan bases. So people don't really look at the back end of it. And that's where, if you post at 9 o'clock, you might reach, your group of
Your
let's
full
say,
potential
Let's
of
say
your-
1,000 of your best friends in the world
Yep.
that all check Instagram at 9 p.m. That might work better for you because you're an older individual than I am. So maybe someone like, it all just depends where you're
Yeah.
from.
Right,
you know,
right.
It just depends.
and you could test that too.
Mm-hmm.
Just see like put markers up. When did I post this up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one got the most views at this time, and then try that again.
Man,
and
it's
that,
weird. I
it-
don't
it's-
even know how that. I don't even know how that's all like. Have
It's-
you ever watched The Social Experiment or
It's crazy. Man.
The Social Dilemma? You saw that?
I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, I highly recommend it, bro, because It'll make you think for a minute. It's like, damn, these computers are mind tricking us right
Yeah, we're
True that.
we're in a numbers game. That's for sure.
It's straight up numbers.
Yeah, it's
They're-
all, it's all
they're a bunch
crazy.
of-
Ones and zeros, baby.
Yeah,
Ones
absolutely.
It
and
was
zeros.
it was crazy because like Google could literally like it could feed you whatever it wanted, or like what are the other big ones?
Well, what
Google and Gmail.
Well, that's
Google's
that-
real cunt.
And the other thing is that
Concentrate.
all the smart devices and all the companies that make them, that they all listen to anything you say, so they'll sell you whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could sit at the computer and be like, damn, I really want to get a new dog. And then like 2 minutes later, it's like, boom, puppies for sale right down the road.
Yeah.
Say, man, I'm hungry for a donut right now. Next thing you know, there's a
And boom, there goes the Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. No, and that's happened to me
The
many
slap.
times.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it
oh,
happens.
Wow.
That
I'm
shit's
like, oh,
so
wow.
crazy though.
But I just accept it as part of the number game.
That
It's
is the number game. Yeah.
That's what it is. Like you said, it's the whole analytics and what time. I mean, the watching. It's a whole
Algorithms.
Yeah, it's algorithms.
It's cool, but it ain't that cool.
No, but I'm saying that's exactly. We'll go too deep on that one, but you're right. It's cool. It was cool when we gave them the email. We all thought it was cool, but now it's
Oh yeah, no,
it's a different program
The
now.
else is the most important
That's
nugget.
it. It's the whole thing.
All these
the whole
folks.
thing, dog.
And I think
Oh,
my
Database.
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 It is.
I think my email got hacked, bro.
Listen, what record companies used to do to gather database for an artist is like the fan club thing, where it was like straight up, we need your mailing address.
Right, for
We'll
sure.
send you out mailers to tell you what our groups are doing or what your favorite group is doing, and we'll send you special incentives if you send us this, and then you'll get the album before everybody and all and the specialized merch.
yeah.
Now it's email database, because now the address, no one sends letters anymore. It's all emails. So, and it's easier to collect that kind of database. You know how hard it is to get everybody's address that buys a record.
Then they got you on Spotify and everywhere else, so they pretty much
They got your
they
email
they got
address.
everything.
Anywhere you sign up
Don't
for
matter, bro.
something, they got your
Yeah,
email
you ain't
address.
doing
They
nothing.
can-
Yeah,
You
they
ain't
can
doing-
direct
got you.
You ain't doing
direct
nothing.
market to you,
Yeah,
straight off top.
You ain't doing nothing without an email, G. That's it.
Yeah.
You gotta work. You gotta work with us now. So that's just how the whole thing.
Well,
is.
even like phone numbers, if you look at like spam risk, it's like when's the last time you talked to a scammer? Because now iPhones are too smart to tell you this is a scam.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
Can
But
you
they'll send-
imagine
but
being
they'll-
one of those people though?
But your iPhone will still let all the scam texts and emails come in though.
True.
It might stop a phone call, but it don't
True.
stop all those texts. It don't stop those emails.
Yeah, that's why you got to
yeah.
be careful just not to click a link.
You got to block
bro.
them.
Can't
We're just in interesting times right now. It's like
can't click no link, man. 'cause
this ain't
next
the
thing
old
you know,
days no
your
more.
phone is bugged.
Fucking little traps.
yeah, for sure. You gotta know, but you gotta also know how to use that stuff to your advantage of what you're doing, like in your business and making music, and how to
No,
get an
absolutely.
audience and how to reach people. Which, like I said, is really dope. It
Yeah.
took us a long time to be able to do that in our era. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now in your era, you got to know how to flip it. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
use it to your advantage. Absolutely, man.
You've always had to know how to flip it, but now you
Now
can
it's
be
like
more
you,
aware.
yeah, you could be like more at home and do a lot more at home
Mm-hmm.
than having to get up and go take a person a CD. You know what I mean? It's like it takes a lot of stuff away from having to leave your house, even if you know how to work with what you're doing right in your phone. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. I think some of the young artists today know the flip more than
They do.
some of the older artists.
For sure.
Sure, because
For sure.
they were dealing with it before we caught on to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was something they were taught. We were taught something different. Obviously,
Yeah.
we didn't have all the technology. We had to learn this a little bit later.
Yeah.
But the younger generation, they were dealing with it.
Well, they're born into
off
it.
rip. Yeah.
Yeah, they're born into it. So
Yep.
they're just, I kind of understand when the younger artists look at the older artists, is like kind of in a way like, oh, they just kind of hating on us. I understand because they're coming from a perspective where it's like they got everything in hand. They doing it right here, bro. It's like, but me and you can't understand that they just ahead, bro. And that's just what it is. It's just like anything else. It's just like,
And you can always learn something at any
Yeah,
age
absolutely.
from anybody.
Old audience though is all person to person and in the streets. The new audience is all digital.
right. But no, but let's look at
Same stuff, but it's just the two different.
Yeah.
The
But
divide.
this is a perfect example. You Be Real and Be Real TV, you caught that wave. You didn't stay in what you would say the older, old school thinking.
Yeah,
A
but
lot
I would
of
also
guys
say
didn't want to progress with that. They didn't want to do that. They didn't understand it. But
Yeah,
you
no, I
understood it
agree.
early, and you went through your ups and downs, and boom, boom, boom. But you got Be Real TV off as a platform,
Right.
So it's that's what I'm saying. It's like some people knew how to adjust with the youth,
Yeah.
and not look at it from like, well, man, come these young people, man.
But
That's
listen,
real though.
So
the music industry is the most fertile it's ever been.
yeah, for sure.
There's so much opportunity that if you were an artist that, let's say you're in a different age category, and I'm not trying to call you old, but you could say you're probably like a Gucci Mane or
Right.
someone older, right? Because that's a different
Yeah.
different
The whole
era. Sorry.
yeah, for sure.
So I just want to say it's so important though that even these older people that are like the Gucci Manes and all the other rappers, if they come, they are learning very quickly the same thing that Lil Tecca and all these other
Right.
newer artists, Lil Nas or whatever. If you wanted to say any new artist, the older ones still have the respect. Because I feel like the older artists have more respect in a way because they earned it from going on the streets and getting
Right.
a fan base and going to shows. So I feel like some
Still
of
out of the
those,
trunk and,
Yeah.
and mixtaping it.
I
you know
feel
what
like
mean?
the Jay-Z's are always gonna have more respect than like what is our current day
Yeah.
like little. I'm not trying to target Lil
No,
Tecca,
no,
but
no, I
I
hear
could
you.
say like even my boy like Bankroll Hayden or
Right.
some of
Yeah.
like the newer artists
Right,
Yeah.
right.
that have that advantage. But one thing I was gonna say was just like the music industry is so fertile right now. That did you see those videos where they're literally talking about it? They're like, yeah, we did like $82 billion in sales this year, and
Hmm.
it didn't cost you anything to go record that mixtape you just released.
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
it just got a couple mil.
right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Crazy.
Because you're not paying for the sticker, you're not paying for the
Yeah.
copy of the CD, the wrapping, the
You're
it's a
honestly
whole
just
different
distributing.
game. Right. You're just
Yeah. And-
distribution.
and that's
That's a
it.
beautiful thing.
That's it.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like to have that at your fingertips today, yeah, that's everything. Like, I think record companies would have went out of business had we had that in our fingertips.
Right.
back
No,
in that
no,
time.
for sure. For sure.
They
And
would
that's
have
why
lost. They would have lost their fucking mind.
Look, let's keep it real. Right now, as we speak, the record companies are on shaky ground.
Yeah,
they're
they are.
not like
Yeah,
the
no doubt.
people
Yeah.
think they are. They're
No
not.
doubt.
They can be wiped down right now quickly if in one or two moves, because a lot of people are getting frustrated with the whole program that they're even running. That is getting outdated.
talking
Even
about
the
record
whole
labels?
just record labels in general, and
Yeah,
how,
major
how artists
labels.
are getting paid
Look
by
at me.
streams. And
I'm a prime example of being signed to a major label, trying to make something happen in a hard time. Obviously, COVID hit, so I can't really blame them. But you have to go through so many executives just to get a project out.
What's the label?
And I was with Def Jam.
Okay.
So and it's all love to Def Jam. You know,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
didn't
for
have
sure.
anything bad over there. It was all love to them. But I was just saying, for me, in a time where it's so important to release music, that's where I feel like that's the advantage of being independent,
Yeah.
because you get to call your own shots. You get to say, I want to release this record, and you don't have to wait 2 months to 3 months
All
to
the
get a
red
song
tape.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And once they had it on the schedule, I mean, there was no going back. Like, that record's coming out.
Yeah, because they put it all together and they ramp up the whole situation
Exactly.
for it. Right, but you're right. When sometimes you feel
But
urge
look at
to put a
Tory
record
Lane.
out. Right,
Look at Tory Lane.
right. That's what I'm saying. Right now, it's
number one
unpredictable.
album in the world.
In the music business, the record labels, it is unpredictable. They
Yeah.
can't even call it Tory Lanez. Like, they would have never seen that coming.
No
Yeah.
way.
They wouldn't have seen him come, right? So it's like right now, there's a lot of people making moves, and they're not having to do it with necessarily a
Major
major
labels.
label with them. So
Russ is another one.
Russ doing
Independent.
great, fantastic, and he gives game. See,
Oh, who's the other independent artist? It's not J. Cole. Who's the Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper.
He's indie.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys.
There's
that
a
are
lot of
indie.
indies
There's
there
a lot of guys that are indie. You
that
know
are
what I
doing
mean?
well without.
I like it, man. I love indie. I feel like I need to represent it more.
Yeah, for me, I'd rather be indie at this point because realistically, it's like you said, you can put out the music when you want, how you want, and you don't got to deal with all these executives like.
Yeah,
putting
I
up
mean, you're
fucking
your own
obstacles.
boss. Like, you could tell
Absolutely.
yourself, yeah, I don't really feel like releasing a record this week, but let's put this one out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could feel the pulse of it easier that way. You know what I mean? Instead of feeling like you missed the window because the label specified a date, and that's the one they're going to stick to. Or they might even push it because they've done that too in the past. Like, this is your date. Oh, well, we're going to have to push back 2 months because such and such and such and such are releasing records too. That might affect us.
Yeah.
And all those, all those little moves.
Absolutely.
And that's why I say that that's the old time thinking. And in today's day, you got to move way quicker because time is moving quicker. You can't wait a month. You can't wait. That style will play out in a month. It's just like you got to catch the wave in the wave time. You know what I mean? And
like dealing with labels also, like they got their time. They got a whole bunch of groups to deal with. So
you're not the only one.
So you might have to wait till so and so drop. So you don't.
Yeah, you don't have priority.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So.
Unless you're the franchise, artist or group on that label, then you might get a little bit more priority over other artists. But unless you're that guy or that group, or
for example, unless you're like Quavo at Capitol, and it's like
Right.
I'm dropping an album, let's go #1, and sure enough, he went #1.
Yeah, for sure.
When you got like that pop star status, for sure you call shots. On a label.
On a label, that's the whole thing. The artist that grosses the most is going to get the priority. That's just the way it's going to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll get to call some of their own shots.
Sure.
Most of the time,
Yep.
it ain't like that. But salute to those that can call their own shots. That's everything, man.
That's right.
Cheers.
It makes you a happy artist.
Cheers to that.
So the song that you put out with Quavo right now, is that from an upcoming album or you have an album out right now?
Yeah, so I've actually never dropped an album.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a single. So Toxic is his own single, and then I'm following it with more music very soon. I'm dropping another 1 or 2 singles followed by an album at the top of 2023.
Good.
Bring it.
That's good. Are you like independent now, or you're still with Def Jam?
Yeah, 100% indie.
Oh, good for you, man. Good to see you. That way, like I said, that way you can make your moves on your own. How you gonna put it together?
Yeah, man, and just like building streaming is just like so important to me because I feel like I don't even have music out right now because I've only dropped the one song, which is You and I, and that's a little bit more sing vibe and a little bit more acoustic appeal to the girl fan base, mainly. And I feel like all of my new music, definitely splits 50-50 guys, girls.
Right.
Both can relate, which
Right.
is good for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man.
Relatable music, man. That's every fucking thing. To connect with everybody. I mean, that's what it's for. But, hey, not for nothing, the ladies buy records.
Yeah, man.
We
Shout
know
out
this
to girls, man.
Drizzy-
And damn, you got Quavo on an independent, huh? Good for you, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Mad respect.
That's
Because
what I
mad
was
respect to him, too.
Yeah.
Mad respect to him, too, because honestly, he gives you a lot of light on the independent record, and that's dope that he even done that. Like, I'm mad respect to that guy for doing that,
Yeah.
That's dope.
Because I just feel like it's like not a lot of people have that opportunity to do it. And, like I said, like people can come at me, say whatever they want. But like at the end of the day, I did put up like it wasn't my parents. Like this is my money that I've earned and I'm trying to build a certain project.
Reinvest it in yourself.
Yeah,
And I love Quavo. Like I love the artist who Quavo is and I've always looked up to him. I love his sound. I thought it fit the record like perfectly. So it only adds, and I'm very excited to see because this is just such an early stage of what the record can live for. It's so brand new that a lot of people, you probably have not heard the record if you didn't know who I was. Right. So it's such a prime time for me to get out there and promote.
Yeah.
Because these are the times that you're gonna look back and be like, damn, bro, it was at 200,000. Now we're sitting at 2 million, or different milestones. Where I'm just excited because it's also number 4. It was number 4 most added urban record on radio.
Congratulations.
2 weeks in a row.
Rolling. Good for you, man.
And we beat like Cardi B and Glorilla.
So you got in radio play too?
Yeah,
Good
so
for you, man.
so independent, Quavo, radio, and we're looking to do shows. So
That's next, huh?
And it's all like for real though. Like I really, and I'm not trying to say this in a bragging way, but like this is on me. I'm doing it for myself. So I'm just excited.
You pushed.
I'm excited to see what comes next because I feel like it's a very, it's cool to see. I think we're at like 60 on urban charts on radio. So we want to get top 40 though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you just keep pushing.
Let me give you some advice at your age, because when we were both your age, we were in the music business, doing shows, popping, doing it, and this is in the early 90s. Enjoy those times, the early young times, man. Enjoy every moment of it, because you look back, and I look back, and I'm really glad that I had a good time doing it, and I didn't let the music business get me bitter about, you know what I mean? Because things can throw you off, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Enjoy every time. I look back now, man, at my age and think like, man, when I was 21, I remember this show in New Mexico, man, it was crazy when the girls went, you know what I mean? You start remembering just like, damn, I had such a good ass time in the music business doing that and doing shows. So enjoy what you're doing at this age of your life.
As long as you got a good team with you that works with you, you got the right team, you're good, man.
For real.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because, to speak to what Julio was saying, man, is that the game it's eaten a lot of motherfuckers up throughout time, man. And I think you just have to have a good time. And like you said, remember those good times, appreciate them, and build off of that.
Yeah, and the relationships you make with people, and then because you never, one day you're hanging out with somebody and they become a celebrity, bro. I mean, you're like, damn, I was just in an apartment with this dude. Look, I'll give you a good example. Coolio, rest in peace. He was with Dub C in the Mad Circle. He wasn't even the dude. It was Dub C.
Yeah, he was the hype guy.
He was like a hype guy, and Dub let him bust on some songs, and then he went and worked on quietly on his little thing, and boom, he blew up big. You know what I mean? And that's why I say you just kind of never know these relationships, and they work out for you in the end, because you end up like, damn, I remember homeboy, remember me, we was getting down together, we didn't have nothing, bro. And boom, and then they'll help you up. Honestly, they'll bring you in, and that's kind of how. That's why I say about having relationships with people at this age of your life when you're meeting people. You know what I mean? Like you said with Quavo, it all came back full circle, and you made it happen. You know what I mean? So,
right. Yeah, man. I just feel blessed.
Quavo.
And you already said what really matters too earlier when we first started talking, and that is just be yourself.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Be yourself. Don't let everything get to you. Enjoy it.
It seems like you're enjoying it, though.
Yeah, man. I always have a smile on my face, man. I'm a really happy guy. So, I mean.
Good for you, man.
I'm just excited to just get more,
And you're smart because you're out here promoting, bro. Promote it, baby.
Yeah, man. That's
right.
the most important. But no, back to your point, I think that it was just important because I want to bring joy to people. And that's like one thing that artists do for me. Is like when you look at like a Juice WRLD, that's an artist that brought me so much joy. Like when we're out and me and all my friends are just like screaming his songs or enjoy though. Like it's celebration, right?
Good music comes out of joy.
Yeah. So that's why I want to make other people, enjoy themselves while they hear my records.
Right. Yeah, that was a tragic story, man. A very talented guy. Juice WRLD,
man.
Terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of good music comes out of pain and sorrow.
Yeah, that kid was very talented, man. Very talented kid.
Yeah, you got to celebrate, talent like that. That actually, people really relate to it and get inspired by that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's what music is, though, man.
Who else do you listen to? Like, who's like somebody like who you fuck with? Like who's your go-to shit? Like when you just chilling.
Man, I have to say Drake, Quavo, Juice WRLD, Jack Harlow's cool.
I fuck with him too. Yeah.
I have a couple like underground, like this kid named he's not a kid, but he goes by the name of Kill J, like KILJ. He's from Atlanta. He's really dope. He's very.
How do
really
you
good
find music? How
Man, it's so random, bro.
How do you find music?
I swear I'll be on Spotify sometimes, and they'll play a different song, and I'm like, damn, what is that song? Or I was actually the cover of Release Radar, and I never even got put onto that playlist. And then I was the cover, with me and Quavo on Toxic, and I started listening to the rest of it, and then the later weeks, and I was on like it's like quite a main playlist, and they're playing Quavo and Juice WRLD and Marshmello and all the dope shit. So
all the stuff that's breaking right now.
Exactly.
Hey, can you give the people that are watching a breakdown of that playlist game and how that works, because it's so important in the game. We don't talk about playlists as much as people should talk about it. It's very important. But give us an explanation from your song and how you're approaching these playlists and stuff.
Right. So there's two things with playlists. There's the artist playlist, and then there's algorithmic playlists, which are like that's kind of what mainstream people are, using to drive their music. So let's say Cardi B releases a new single. She's automatically going to get put on like 10 to 12 to 20 to maybe even 30 Spotify algorithms basically to boost out to, let's say, 20 million Spotify, listeners. So
Are you saying that basically there's these popping playlists with lots of followers,
lots of mainstream artists that the labels are paying for?
Okay.
So let's say if I was still signed to Def Jam, or if I was signed, let's just say I'm signed to, I don't know, Capitol Music Group.
Right.
Let's say Capitol wants to push my record with Quavo. So we want to put in, let's say, $20,000 into Spotify playlisting. It would be like, okay, like $5,000, $10,000, whatever to get him on Rap Caviar. Then we'll take $3,000 to get him
because
on
Rap Caviar
workout.
Not to cut you off, but because Rap Caviar has a lot of people following that playlist. Is that what you're saying?
These are all popular playlists.
And that's the one I listen to too. Rap Caviar is like my favorite too. Like I always load that up.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger playlists.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yeah, and I didn't even know Release Radar is actually a pretty big playlist that I was a cover of. So I was getting those main streams were coming from strictly new people who have never seen or heard of me.
Right.
That was important to get on. So those are all things I'm doing as an independent artist.
That's why I wanted you to explain it. I understand that, but I just wanted you to give an explanation from your view as a young artist how important the game of playlist is in this game today. It's not just about streaming. It's about finding those playlists and being able to get on it and do that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you're not on those playlists, you're basically in the weeds. Pretty much, people got to find you. Where these playlists make it easy for people to find you. Where if you're not on it, they have to basically search for your music or search for you as an artist. If you got something new out.
Honestly, I actually dig playlists because I like to have like old school like funk and all that kind of stuff collections in my Spotify. So I'll go to other people's playlists and a lot of songs I do have, but there'll be those 3 or 4 that I don't. So it'd be like I found some really good playlists out there. So it just depends on what you're listening to.
If you think about the music that you're being fed, it's like it's kind of like the same thing as like a For You page. Because it's like, remember when Instagram and all these, let's say Instagram in its early stages, remember where it was like the For You page, but it wasn't curated for you yet.
Yeah.
Right? So you were seeing the same For You page as me and as Bob over there, right?
Yeah.
So we are all seeing the same thing, but now instead you have a different one, tailored to you, and I have my own, and Bob has his own.
Right.
But now for music, it's kind of like the same thing as early Instagram.
Yeah.
There's no curated things for what you really like other than your one genre, and you're still getting fed all of these playlists. So that's where I think Spotify is so important to attack that, just to get everyone, informed that you can really push your music. Say you made a song and you had like $5,000-$10,000 and you're like, man, I just want to put this all into Spotify. You could probably get like a couple million streams.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get it back.
If you do it right. Yeah.
You'll get it back.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like your setup game is so different because you're independent and you can actually move some money around and make some really big leaps with a small amount of money actually. That'll get you some. And now if you match that with a hot song, then you're out.
You're out. Yeah.
It's out of here. Oh, you out of here. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Just like this little girl. What's her name?
Ice Spice?
Ice Spice. She blew up. I give her mad respect because that's the era we're in. People get upset about it and try to diss, but that's just the era we're in right now. It's not the old days no more. People got to get adjusted into right now.
Yeah,
you're going to have some people that are going to pop up with something just real catchy, and if they can make a wave out of it, I think she can if she gets the right people, and then you'll see something out of that. But it's still dope for her because she was able to come off. You ain't got no label. You ain't got nobody backing you.
Yeah,
you ain't got
I'm just scared of that because I'm like, once you blow up that hard, like even you look at Lil Nas for example, like he really had to back it up with different records
Mm-hmm.
because you know how many people are just like
Back that ass up.
one hit and it's like you're gone.
But see, that's
I
the
was just
that's the
saying-
fun part about
Yeah.
it. That's what makes it fun. Hey, be real. What was the first song you guys blew up with? And he
But
had to
that-
come back with some more.
Oh,
he did,
man.
bro.
You know
That's
what?
the
And he
sketchy
did.
part.
That's the thing. You know, with one hit, that's when the pressure starts because
Mm-hmm.
then you got you may not have the mentality like I'm not working for hits. I'm just, you know, if I get one, cool, but I'm not working for it, right? I'm just working
Right.
to make the music that I'm vibing off of, right? But now if you're on a major, you get that hit, the pressure's on, we need another one,
Yeah,
B.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
if you get that one, we need another one,
one.
B.
Yeah.
Bring it.
And it's like that's the tough part is that extra added pressure.
B-Roll, how did Columbia come at you guys with all that when you guys were on their label? Like after
It's the
Insane,
same thing they all say. Hey, we need another one of these. We need another one.
Okay, so basically, you guys came out of Killer Man already took that first album, and the other songs on it too. But Killer Man was the like breakout record of that
Right.
first album.
Yes.
And then you come over, and they don't know this, but Insane in the Brain ends up being bigger
Yeah.
than Killer Man.
Yeah.
So now you're on like
That
not
was
only are
double.
you hot, now you made it hotter. So what do they say? What do they ask you?
We need another Insane. And
Wow.
that's when I said you're not going to get another one.
Wasn't Hand on the Pump a single too?
Yeah, but that was
Yeah, but it was a
before.
big song. But I would say
That
Killer
was
Man.
before.
The Killer Man was a bigger song off that first album, right?
That was the biggest song on the first album, and then Insane
Insane second album.
on the second album, and then the pressure was on the third album to make a song like that. And I made Dr. Greenthumb instead. They
No,
wanted,
you did Illusions. The third album wasn't it Temple of Boom
Oh yeah, that's right.
Third
Illusions.
album, right?
And Throw Your Set in the Air.
and Throw Your Set. Yeah, Throw Your Set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muggs, as a producer, never gave a fuck about writing hits for the radio. It was all about.
That's
the
a good
al-
idea.
It was all about the album.
Should put that
Like,
up.
like how dope the album was. If we got a single, cool. But we had to sell the album. You know what I mean?
Wow,
'Cause
that's interesting.
Because some artists in that time were selling a shitload of singles, but their albums were not going.
You're right.
They could get a gold single or, even
Right.
maybe
you
a
couldn't
platinum
push the
one.
whole album
But
on.
the album wasn't going. You're lucky if you had a gold album. You maybe sold 200,000 copies, but for our shit, it was in reverse. We had dope singles. They didn't necessarily they weren't the biggest single out at the time, but it connected people to the album, and we ended up selling more albums than we did singles.
Oh, that's
Like,
fire though. That's a good
yeah.
problem to have.
Right.
And
right.
with Insane, it was like this. The
That's a
single
good
and the
problem to have though.
And then so third album in,
I had Dr.
no, you had Illusion
We had
and then
Illusions
Throw
and
Your
Throw Your
Set.
Set in the Air.
Now that record still sold a lot of records.
Yes.
But it didn't have they weren't like
didn't
these
have the radio
huge
song.
records, right?
Didn't have the radio.
And you
song.
still were able to get away with that and do it. But Muggs is genius,
Well,
man.
because it was the shows we did. We did the right shows that brought in people to buy this new music. We were playing that album before it even came out. We were testing it to see the reaction. Once the album came out with very little promotion because Sony thought we were done at this point, they just sort of put it out and they saw it catch momentum without any of the
big
big
push,
guns
the big
coming
guns.
out.
Wow.
So then the next record is when Greenthumb is
Greenthumb.
written, and they hear that, and they were like, well, this could be like Insane. I said, no, it can't. This is going to be like Greenthumb.
they wanted you to change it.
And they didn't know it was going to be an underground classic.
Classic.
Like hit. Like this is one of our cult favorite
Big song at the
cult
shows.
fan song favorites, right?
For sure.
Had I changed it, it probably wouldn't have been it wouldn't have gotten to Insane because we had already done that. We had to do something different. And, hey, us as artists, we always gamble. Any artist that makes music, we gamble on the idea.
Absolutely.
And you got to stick by your guns when you feel it. And, whether they like it or not. Unless you're an artist that's just going to go with the flow of what they say.
Wow, B-Real, that's
drink to
deep,
that.
man. That's deep that you stood on your ground about that, and you guys stood as a group because
Yeah.
it could have went a different way by listening to other people, and that's what's scary about the music business. You get in a room with people, they're like, "You should do this and you should do that. We've been doing this forever. You don't know," and then you're like, okay, I guess so. You're a professional. You're big. I don't, you know what I mean? You get caught up in that, but you Muggs and everybody's
No.
like, you were able to
Again,
shake that.
Whenever these guys would come into our studio sessions, A&R guys or whatever, hey, Muggs, why don't you use this? Like, what if you do this? And what if you change this or that? Well, that's a great idea. Why don't you use it for your record? And that would end the discussion right there.
Yo,
Hey, I want to thank Carson for coming through, man. I know you got a dip.
Man.
Hey, we appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you, Carson. Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
much
man.
love
Yeah,
to
good luck to you,
everyone,
brother.
man.
I mean, do your thing,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna be watching for you for sure,
yeah.
bro.
It's gonna be dope, bro. I think it's.
Oh,
Gonna
we want to
be-
see you to come. Want you to come back, man. When you're blown up, don't get big on us now.
Oh no, for sure, man. For real. I'm right here in Glendale, so.
Oh, you're
cool.
close.
You're right
Yeah,
here,
I
then,
ain't too
bro.
far.
This is the first of many times, man, and we just want to
Yes,
convey
sir.
much love to you and positive vibes. Keep fucking doing
Come
what
back.
you're doing, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
Killing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey.
Word up, man.
Word
You got any shout outs or you want to let them know where to find you?
No, yeah, just basically my usernames or my name, and that's right there on the screen, Carson Lueders. And yeah, basically on everywhere, it's just Carson Lueders.
Word up, man.
Yes, sir.
Carson Lueders in the house, y'all. We're going to take this little break, come back with more Dr. Greenthumb Show.
Let's go.
We're leaving, but nice condo bunk, right? Another win for the big bad Cypress Hill squad. You know what I mean? So, once again, salute to Slipknot for inviting us.
Slip! Get ready, motherfuckers, for Slipknot! We love y'all. Thank you very much.
You know, at the end of the show, it was a great feeling to be, done with the tour, another tour accomplished, another tour down in the books. And Slipknot, I could say, is one of the greatest bands that we've toured with because they made it easy. They showed us a lot of love. There was a lot of love between us and a lot of great interaction and respect. And that's what you want in a tour, man. They made it easy to be out here and just be us and do our thing.
It's times like this that I wish that I would have a joint. But as you all know, I can't do that. So the guy's gonna just smoke for me. And yeah, I'll just take it all in. But again, great crowd, great bunch of guys. Big ups to the whole Slipknot crew. Everyone that treated us great. They were respectful, they were just nice, and it was all love.
We try to set them up for the alley-oop, Kobe Shaq, Shaq Kobe, whatever, what have you, you know what I mean? And we did that to the best of our ability, and I think they saw that, the fans saw that, everybody saw that, and they were, stoked about it, and we were stoked about it. So salute to them for taking a chance on us. It's all love to them. And it was great to be able to take our end of the tour photo with them. It's much like a class photo on graduation day where everybody on tour, Horror, Slipknot, and us as Cypress Hill take a band photo, or like a all band photo.
It's mixed emotions because you want to go home. You miss your family, you miss your home, you miss your fucking bed, your favorite freaking, your favorite chair. But once you're home, you wish you were back on the road. That's the fucking weird shit. It's like, that's the seasoned vet shit. You tour like a madman, and it's like, I can't wait to get back home. You get back home, and now you want to go back to tour. So you gotta pick your poisons and find a nice balance in that shit, in the whole tour life situation, because it ain't easy, but once you master it, per se, you miss it.
Each and every show is just off the hook. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to the Cypress Hill page, all the guys' page on Instagram, and mine as well. So like I said, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next tour.
Hopefully we do it again sometime, because it was fucking awesome to share the stage with these guys, share the road with these guys, and create another story and another memory in this life of Cypress Hill. And we want to thank all y'all that followed it and watched these soldier stories, these journals, these vlogs, whatever you want to call them. And thank you for growing with us. Keep smoking the good, no booth, and enjoy this one. this shit was filled to the roof with folks. And I mean, you know, you're always trying to gauge your audience, right? To see, you know, how hyped they might be for your set. And we've always gauged it, you know, what DJ Lord is doing. As he's been doing this shit with us, we've been gauging the shows from his set and the the impact and the reaction that the crowd might give him. And man, I'll be damned if we didn't see people moshing, slow motion moshing to Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, you got to be open to be moshing to Bohemian Rhapsody. That's how open this crowd in Vegas was. I mean, it was probably the most, like, okay, we've been saying, like, what is the most hyped crowd on this tour? And we said, well, Canada's hard to top. And then we had a few gigs out there in the Midwest and you know, out here in the West in terms of, you know, the Northwest that were really good. But to be the second to the last show, the MGM Arena, Garden Arena was fucking cracking.
Viva Las Vegas! How the fuck y'all doing? Yeah, man. Yo, my name is DJ Lord from the Mighty Cypress Hill. Y'all ready to get her on or what?
To be the second to the last show, the MGM Arena, Garden Arena was fucking cracking.
This side, that side. This side, that side. This side, that side. This side, that side.
This was just very different. Like, usually a Vegas crowd is
BREALTV.
Door Hash is a reliable, discreet, and affordable option for all your cannabis delivery needs. Currently serving Northern California and now covering these areas in SoCal, Escondido, San Marcos, Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, sorry. All taxes included in the price, quality brands, including insane DGT products, Real Compassion program for medical patients and veterans, free gift with purchase, Door Hash. And hey, fellas, you know, they said some stuffs.
I was gonna ask you. I seen that right there, DoorDash. That's tight, man.
You could, you know, try some over there. I know you like these. I know you like those.
Little wiggity
sorry
wax.
about that. You got a little wiggity waxers.
Wiggity waxer.
Which is gracias.
We got the Door Hash bag.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you know, it comes with some stuffed French toast this bag right here. And let's see what else they
Damn,
got.
you got a gang of flavors, B-roll.
Here, try this stuffed French toast pre-roll. Right?
Oh, I never had French toast. Okay. I
That's
like
it.
that.
That's it.
Hey, are they here in LA,
okay.
or are they just those places you said?
Yeah, they're serving.
They're little
Northern and Southern California.
Oh, okay, cool.
Door Hash.
So how do I get that? I gotta go. What? It's an app.
Hit the QR code.
Yeah,
Hit the QR code. Okay.
Yeah, that we showed up on the screen.
No, I got one right here. When I get off the show, I'm gonna QR code that. I gotta find that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my weed delivered, man. Man, you don't know the feeling it is. Just walk out your driveway and just get your weed. I don't want to do nothing, bro.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, there's some folks that, they would just have it brought to them.
Yeah, it's just like I've had it many times brought to me, man. I love it. You know what I mean?
Especially older folks.
Yeah, man, trying to drive all the way down to the shop and go all the way back home.
Handicap people.
Yeah,
too.
bro.
Yeah.
Chilling in my flip flops right now, man. Just bring my weed.
And they got a pretty good menu.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Is the menu. It's
Yeah.
really when you find a cool one with the right menu. But I think a lot of people getting it together now. They're narrowing down to what the real is, man.
There's a lot of fire out there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff out there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For everybody.
Like,
right?
remember when it was like 75% boof and 25% fire? Oh man!
And then the worst is like people try to convince you that it was fire.
And-
that's the bomb, dog.
How
That's the
many
bomb.
times did we get that?
It's like, okay, bro.
Like on the road, how many times did we get that?
Oh, all the time. This is the one, bro.
Oh my God.
This is that fire.
Oh man, I know you guys like some OG. I got some.
So, bro, this ain't even GO.
This is low G.
This is low G.
This is low G, son. Get out of here with that.
It's low G. Low G.
So Julio would see me turn down many
I can see his
people,
face. I can see his face. I already know.
and I would smoke them out. Like, here, let's just smoke my weed.
No, for real, because the B Real's face, I already knew, because I was like, if he doesn't have that face on it, then I don't want that shit, man. So B Real would be the first. Let me see what's up. Yeah, okay. Hey, let me just roll one of mine up, man. And then I was like, put that shit down, bro. Stop playing, man.
OG.
Then the people that brought the weed, they leave out of there just like, fuck.
That's no G.
Yeah, they'd be
toasted, bro.
Toasted.
Come on.
Like, people's first reaction was they thought we dipped the joint in something or put something in it. It's like, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? I'm smoking it too. Why would I dose myself just to dose you?
Yeah, before a show at that, you know what I mean?
Had to rescue some people after some of those good old days.
Oh, yeah, bro. Trust me. There've been people on the bus that I've seen them that they came on, thought they were going to get B-Real high, and it went the other way around.
The other way around.
They barely can get to their car.
Like Sendog, like how we have our introduction at the end of the show, or not our intros, our outros to the end of Cypress. So you know how we on the
Introduce
turntables,
everybody,
on the percussion to introduce everybody. And Sendog always outros me. He calls me the highest man in the world. And I'm not. There's people much higher than me, and there's a reason for this. My tolerance is above average. For sure. Well, everybody at this table, our tolerance is above average. So saying I'm the highest guy in the world, that's kind of, I'm not. No way. I'm not.
Listen, I talked about this earlier. And
I have been. But I'm not.
We could smoke joints all day long, and every one of them keeps us at the same joint level until we go hash hole or dabs. We don't get higher.
No,
yeah, that's crazy.
I get high all the time.
I've seen B-Real high. I did. I was one of the few people that ever seen him when we were in Oakland.
Yep.
And we were you remember B-Real? We were backstage, and it was only myself and B-Real in the room. And I think this might have been the first time this guy took a dab. I'm not sure. Was it?
Wasn't it Colorado?
Oh, maybe it was. But you took one there, and that's what had you.
It was Colorado.
Oh, it was Colorado.
It was for.
Oh no, that backstage was Oakland.
That was the 420 show.
Yeah, it was Oakland.
That I'm thinking of. I don't know if the one you're thinking of.
In Berkeley, we played in Berkeley. And,
yeah.
And these guys brought some dab shit, and B-Real's had his head.
Who the hell
down,
was smoking dabs back then?
It was early, bro. It was early in the game. But I know I didn't want to fuck with that after seeing B-Real, because I was like, wait a minute, B, are you all right? I never seen you like this. He said, just give me a minute, man. But I knew. But he did get up, and we did the show, and nothing. Wow. I give respect, man. B-Real's tolerance is the super tolerance. Cause
on the 420 show in Colorado, when the Weed Map Damned just came and we're hanging out, we did this was my maybe second, third time doing dabs, you know what I mean? And who knew how clean it was then? Because there wasn't the same.
It wasn't like it is now.
It wasn't nowhere like
no,
it
you're
is
right,
now.
You're right.
They gave me this big old fat dabs, and they were hot, and I hit 3. We all hit 3 of them. And my God, within 20 minutes, I told Ennis, I said, "Hey man, get everybody out of this fucking room." I was like, oh, I need to pull myself together, bro.
Yeah.
And we had a show this night.
Yeah, we did.
We had a show this night. None of those guys could make it to the show. They were all asleep.
They were asleep, bro.
They tried to put me to sleep and put themselves to sleep, son.
Yeah, that's right.
I still had to work.
Yeah, man. And we did that show. I'll never forget that. Man,
It's the only time I felt like I was in another dimension while doing the show.
That's where I did my first dab, was Colorado.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was that like though? After smoking all that weed, and you start with a dab. Well, that's a whole other high, bro.
Well, after I had my first hot dab, which everybody had their first time, I coughed for about 25, 30 minutes straight. But when I was done and I could breathe again, I had declared flour no good for me anymore. It was purely dabs.
Purely dabs, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't until when we started doing like medication. When I started smoking joints
Smoking
again.
flower again, yeah.
Otherwise, it was
I
just
remember
dabbed all the time.
You were constantly dabbing. All right, well, it's that time.
Time for submissions. Time for midgets. Time for submissions. Midgets. Time for submissions. Time for submissions. Time for submissions.
Pigeons.
Bichons.
All right, we got some great submissions sent in today. We got this old man rolling it up at the hockey game.
Man, that ain't an old man. He's just kind of old.
Nobody's caring, just
No
rolling
one
it
gives
up.
a shit.
Wait, what
He's
the
just
fuck?
Rolling this.
That's at a Kings game?
I think so.
Of course. We're in LA. They don't give a fuck.
Is that a blunt?
It looks
like a cigarette.
Nah, that wasn't no cigarette.
Tobacco.
That
The
looks like
backwood. He's got the backwood
he's got
pack.
a backwood pack.
He's rolling on the pack.
All right, OG.
Okay, OG. Yeah.
I think that's a spliff,
All
right?
right,
Can't
OG.
even. Whatever.
It's the hood rap.
He's still OG.
They would,
sitting
you
there
know,
rolling
they would
it up.
still assume he was rolling a fucking joint right there. They wouldn't think he's rolling a blunt like without weed in it.
Yeah, but he's gonna smoke that outside. He ain't lighting it up at his chair.
That would be very bold if he did that.
Ain't nobody doing that move.
Nobody's doing. You shouldn't, because you'll get kicked out and banned for life.
Yeah, that's an instant.
Instant ban.
One day.
You'll never get in the Staples Center again or the Bripto again. I call it the Bripto, Julio.
How does that work, B?
What do you mean?
Like the whole get down when you go to Staples Center.
What do you mean?
Like when you smoke, do you smoke out there or were you?
Well, we smoke where we usually used to smoke, which is the outdoor patio, because there's a big.
So there's
outdoor
so
patio.
you have a place to just chill and just.
Yeah, all the
cool.
stoners go up there. It used to be for cigarette and cigar smokers, but the weed smokers overtook
over,
that
huh?
shit. Yeah.
Wow.
You would be surprised. You would think, nah, there's more tobacco smokers. Nah, man.
Oh no, people changed.
It's
A
changed.
lot of people
There's
put cigarettes down.
more weed smokers, less tobacco smokers.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's an applause.
Amen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I read something
Come on,
about
dog.
that. Yeah, I read something about that the other day.
That's right. Yeah, man. You guys, when you were talking about that thing last couple weeks ago, I think it was on the last show you did before you went on the break, Julio.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about how when you two guys, most especially when you guys stopped smoking and you recognized that for so long you guys smelled like ashtrays.
Yeah.
Once you recognize that, once you recognize that you stunk.
Gross.
No, I had to apologize to certain people just because I felt bad because I used to smoke,
I was
not having respect. I was
Yeah,
like,
I said-
I didn't think of it like that, but until I stopped smoking, and I was like, oh man, this is terrible.
You was straight French.
That's right.
I wouldn't smell it on me, dog. It's weird. Your body gets used to the smell.
It's like when we smoke weed. We don't
sure.
smell it on us,
For sure.
but other people, but you smell good.
We're just a wall of weed that when we
Yeah.
come in anywhere.
Yeah, we're joined by the hall monitor. He snuck in here.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
And next up in here, we got Mama Cass with a little T-bone steak action.
The torture.
Ooh.
I likes that.
Me too.
I likes that.
Man.
Oh,
man. Look at
Oh.
that.
All right, Cass is just showing off now.
Yeah.
Saucy.
on the what?
I know. Look at that. That's so saucy right there.
Look at her cinematics.
Yeah, it was great.
Zooming in on
He
it.
got cinematics
It's a
popping.
masterpiece.
And look, all the colors are just popping.
Look at that, man.
It's all,
Great presentation.
great presentation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
I have to agree with Holly Wally.
She's never presented anything
Or
more.
her husband eating good, bro.
Yes.
They both eating good.
They both eating good, but hubby eating right, bro.
He
Look at
ain't
that.
he mad.
No.
At all, not at all.
Oh,
For arguments, stop right there. Pull that out.
Right.
He's joyful.
That's for real.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
And next up in here, we got Megan also showing off the grow again.
All right, Megan.
Okay.
Day by day.
She's high as fuck right now in the chat.
You're high as fuck right now.
So
She
she
said she
should
ate
be.
some edibles and she's heading to work.
Oh, going to work off edibles. That's different.
And then here's
Right.
Megan's friends grow.
Where's Megan work at where she can go all lit up?
This is Tina. Tina growing too, huh?
Yeah. All right.
Shout out to the ladies in Buffalo growing some
Yeah,
weed.
Buffalo, what up?
Word.
Hey, B-Bro, I want to ask you about
Buffalo.
that, about the weed thing. Like when you do it in your backyard or something like that, is that a good idea or is that?
If you got a backyard that's secure, it's cool. But if you don't got a secure backyard, bad idea because some motherfuckers are gonna come
and
snatch
rob
it
the plant.
fuck up. And the other thing is, if you're living in Southern California, doing it outdoors, man, you got to either put something in the soil or something because you get these fruit worms that get onto the plant and they'll eat your bud from the middle. Like when it starts flowering and it's getting close, they'll find their way up in the stem in the middle and they'll eat around the center of it.
What the fuck?
And then they'll move on to another stem. And so, like, let's just say you think you're close to harvesting and you shake your plant, the tops will fall right off.
Whoa.
Because of the rot that now exists because it's eaten through and there's dead plant in the middle of the bud. So the top, it's only a matter of time before it goes dry and it goes rotten because it's been killed from.
So there's a whole thing to even do it.
Yeah,
it's not as easy.
Yeah, you got to put it in a greenhouse if you're going to do it in Southern California. We got too many bugs that
that's interesting,
that are
man.
not good for cannabis, unless you do that thing in the soil where there's, I can't remember what it's called, but you put it in the soil and it doesn't allow the bugs to come up in there.
Okay.
But sometimes, if it's like a moth or anything like that can fly on the plant and they lay larvae, that's
it.
That's it right there. So whatever you put on the plant has to be organic, obviously, and so you ain't smoking that shit later.
All right, cool. Well, I won't do that in my backyard.
Hey, that just goes to show that the strength and the power that the plant has.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good for them when they eating it up. That's why they're in there. Ain't dumb.
And when there's worms infested in the plant, because there'll be worms infested in the plant, they'll turn the color. They'll change colors of what the plant looks like. So you'll see, if you squeeze a bud, you'll see a little green ring fucking moving around in there. That's a worm that's adapted to the color of the plant.
What the fuck?
At first, they start off gray like the stem, or they look like the stem. When they get on into the bud and they start eating around it, they start taking on the color of it. It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Man.
Do ladybugs actually kill worms, or they're just
No, they eat the larva.
Gotcha.
They don't kill the worms. All right, next.
We got Christopher up in here with a little AI painting of Disco Stu Real.
An AI painting?
All right, AI painting.
All right.
That's a
Awesome. Also got a little time for some midgets, AI painting.
Cool. Right on. You won with that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's tight.
We're also rocking with the snacks.
E-Zone would want you to send him those, but you could send it to us.
We got snacks up here smoking a joint.
Yeah. It's after he's had a squirrel or a rabbit. Mr. Entrails over here.
Snacks looks high as fuck.
Snacks. In the zone.
Wearing his Eric Bobo t-shirt.
Yeah.
How you doing?
And we got Scott up in here with a little chilly Saturday, saying it's starting to get cold out where he's at.
Oh, so he's going to make himself some. All right, here's the ingredients. Onions and peppers.
Oh, he making a lot.
Onions and peppers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Some chili.
All right, you skipped a bunch of processes, but we get it.
Got to the point. You know what I mean?
Got to the point.
Mhm.
Looks like
good,
some
though.
good hearty chili for wintertime.
There it is.
Shout out to that Pillsbury flaky layers biscuit right there.
I know. Boy, that old school. That's that old
Steph
school
knows
like a
what's up.
motherfucker.
That's the
bro.
best biscuits you can
Oh,
get.
boy, those are the old school. I used to love those, man.
I need some water.
I'll tell you what, Dougie's mom made good chili, and so Eric Bobo's mom. Chili queens right there, bro.
That's tight.
That's dope.
You
Hell
can make
yeah.
donuts out of those biscuits.
True that.
We got a little Snoop up here saying, on my lunch break, gonna try some Cali Nights.
All right, Cali night.
All right.
Nice.
That'll be a nice lunch break.
What you talking about, Willis?
Squeeze.
We got Steve-O from the 209, a little ice cold bong hits with some Gary Payton and some hash rosin.
Mm.
What the fuck?
Okay. Ooh.
So how does that work right there, man? So you got the weed, and then you're putting the
Yeah,
rosin wax on top of the
Yeah,
the
that's
bong
just going to
vape, huh?
saturate into that. Once you light it up, it's going
With
to
a light,
saturate.
you're doing a lighter with that, or how you
It's
do
probably
that?
better to do it with a torch.
Really?
But I don't know. I don't really do this.
Steph, do you do those?
I've done those.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
You do that with lighter, or you do that with a
lighter?
Yeah, I would use a lighter, but it's torch is gonna be better for the hash.
That's a big old chunk, though.
Because what it's going to do is saturate right into that bud. The minute any heat gets, is a little bit of it, it's going to burn. It's going to burn into the weed and then burn with the weed.
Let it burn.
Baby. Burn, baby, burn.
I mean, he's got a clean rig, so I mean that's a good thing right there.
Yes, thank God he showed a clean rig, because we don't stand for that dirty rig shit over here.
Okay, I gotta ask you guys a question. I'm glad I didn't forget that. I was going to ask you this last time, but since we have all smokers here, do you think it's because I see people not complain, but I see people say the weed today is just so high in THC. It's not what it used to be. So people feel like legalizing it is not a good idea for that reason, because they want to regulate basically how much you can make the THC. They've talked about that.
Like a
cap, right?
Well, okay.
So, but I'm curious to ask you guys how you guys felt about that. Do you think that's a fair assessment of it?
No.
Or okay,
That's an uneducated assessment
Okay.
of it.
I've never even considered myself one day of my existence wondering what that count was.
Let me ask you something. With prescription medicine,
Serious.
right?
Taste and smell.
Hold on. With prescription medicine, some people get larger doses than the other, right? Some people get the same dosage depending, right? There's a variable depending on what you're taking and what your doctor prescribes. There's always like either more or less. In cannabis, it should be the same way, right? So like if you're a person that doesn't want heavy THC content, there should be an option for you. If you're like guys like us that want the higher THC content, there should be that available to us. I don't think it should be, held into one or the other.
To regulate it basically.
Yes, it should just be options for all.
Right. That's what I felt
All
about it.
types, not regulated into it's just too high. It's too high. No, it's not.
I felt the same way about it. I thought the same. I said, well, basically, then why should I have to suffer because if it's too high for you, then you shouldn't take it, right? That's not
Right.
you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, but why should I have to? If I want that, why
why do I got to pay for that?
Why I have to pay for that? Right? 22% is your. And then what gives you the right to tell me what's right for you?
I think some
Right.
places will experiment with that, but I don't think California will.
I was just curious what you guys thought about that because you guys all smoke.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that, man.
No worries. Next.
And we got Enrique up in here saying went fishing a couple weeks ago and caught some mahi and some bluefin tuna.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Exotic as fuck.
Nice color.
Look at that, bro. Damn, bro.
They got their eat on.
God damn.
Yeah, they sure did, man.
Look at that.
Bravo.
What'd you-
See,
what'd
they
you
don't
say
look
that was
that
at?
big. They don't look that big till you hold them up.
Yeah.
Right?
What'd you say this was at?
He didn't say where it's at.
Oh, okay.
Make some bacalao.
Fresh sushi.
He got enough of it. Shit.
Man, fishing is fun, man. I haven't done it in a long time, but that's fun.
So he got his little fixins with it, right?
Little mango salsa he's making.
Wow.
Made some
Bring it.
chipotle sauce.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Also some mahi tacos.
Oh.
He's
Damn, bro.
He did it all.
Those look saucy.
He did it all from all
Those
from the
look
rip.
so saucy right there, man.
He caught it and made it.
Oh man, that's so
good.
fresh.
Good
Damn,
show.
that looks good, man.
That's dope.
Good show, son. Good show.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Excellent.
That was very excellent.
And we got Rosa and Ricky up in here saying, here's a few pics with the champ, Pedro.
Hey, what's up,
That's
bro?
right.
She was over at.
How was that thing, B-Roll, your anniversary of the other day, man? It was good?
It was good. There was a lot of people, through the whole day, man.
This one was the one in L.A., the one
Yeah, downtown LA.
downtown. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the one that's like 10 minutes from here.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at Blaze.
That boy Blaze.
It's like, Eitan, fuck yourself.
You fucking cunt.
You fucking cunt. Yeah.
That's tight, man.
Yep.
She's saying shout out to Be Real for signing my Funko.
Thank you. She's family.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's family. She's been family a long time. So that's That's automatic.
Shout out to Rose and Ricky.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
It's really just Rosa.
We know his first name though. She gave it to us.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
not
won't say
Ricky?
it on your. Oh,
Arrows.
No, it's not Ricky.
Oh.
Ricky is Ricky Martin, you know, who she is a huge fan of. So it's like Rosa and Ricky Martin.
Arrows.
Gotcha.
No, but
No.
her husband's name is not Ricky.
Dicky.
And we got Eddie up in here saying, I wanted to show off my new rig to watch the Lakers at home.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, they better get their shit together, man. Dropping all them preseason games was not sexy, man. It was not.
That's a nice rig.
Bring it.
Didn't win one stank ass preseason game. But wait a minute. Zoom into the water.
No, that water's clean. It's just the.
Hey, nobody asked you anything.
Damn.
Right? I just said,
Damn.
Is it clean?
I don't know. I don't know if that
Could be
doesn't
the
appear.
reflection on the sun here.
It could be the reflection on the sun.
I hope so.
All right.
That's some. That looks like a whole
It's a
different
nice rig.
substance.
Maybe he put some little bit of, Jack and water in there.
J-Mo.
Maybe a little J-Mo. I don't know.
Cold-blooded.
A little Psycho Les action.
That's how you do a cycle.
It works.
I was trying to figure out what kind of bowl that was. Was that for flour? Was that what? Is that what that kind of bowl was?
No.
That looks like a flower bowl, yeah. That doesn't look like a dab bucket.
No. Because you'll just suck the dab right down the bottom.
True that. That shit'll be gone. Yeah, that's flour. All right, next.
And let's see, next up in here, we got Samuel saying, what's up? Sammy Solo up in here. Just wanted to show off this joint and a little mini hash hole on my lunch break.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Going back in right.
A lot of people smoking on their lunch break.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah, because they can't ask you nothing about the weed no more.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, I'm just saying, we've gotten a lot of submissions today. Smoking on the lunch break.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing wrong.
Everybody smokes on their lunch break now, man. That's part of the lunch break.
We're fortunate. We smoke on the job.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Straight up.
Those are the good old days when you come back to work with your eyes all red. And everybody's like, yo.
And you smell.
And you
all
nice.
like, yo.
And
They're
you
like,
smell
"Woo,
nice.
Nice right now.
I like your
Chill.
perfume.
They're like, what's that cologne you got on?
Cologne.
Every time they say that to me, you smell good. It's my new cologne.
Got some advice.
In the pocket.
You go smoke on your lunch break. You need to get one of them little pullover suits, like you're going into a biohazard.
Hazmat. Get yourself a hazmat suit. when
Yep,
you're smoking.
cover up. Wash your face and hands. real
One, they
good.
can't accuse you of smoking. Two, no one will ask you for any. Hey, man, you smell good. You got any of that
I'll
shit?
bust you a good vape, man.
Yeah.
Want to do it like that?
Yeah. All right.
Right, get a good vape.
And last one up
People love
here,
that.
we got Balls Mahoney saying, shout out to PlayStation for allowing us to watch the podcast and game at the same time.
What?
That is.
Oh, give them a round.
Sure. Thank you.
Sony PlayStation.
Let's go.
Fuck in here. All right.
We ain't talking about Sony no more.
Yeah, we ain't talking shit on no Sony. I never did. They get,
Man,
they did us
sorry
right.
about that question earlier. Don't worry about it, man. We can take that right off.
They did us right, man. I can't.
Yeah, man.
No. Next.
And last one up here, we got King Keek showing off his little collection. He's saying that my fleet is growing.
Oh,
Next
nice.
week, I will send some videos.
Drone work.
That's dope as fuck.
You got a fleet.
Got the Dr.
Damn.
Greenthumb drone right over here.
Couple FPV drones.
Damn.
Yeah, hell yeah. Droned up.
Fuck yeah. That's dope.
That's nice, man.
That's right.
See some of your work.
Word up. Thank you for your submissions. Keep them coming to BRealTVContest@gmail.com, and we will run them right here on the show. You know we do. And before you get into the next thing, make sure you smash that like, subscribe if you're not already subscribing, and click that on notification bell so you get down with the content we dropping over here. Because, we're constantly dropping. It's the Dr. Greenthumb Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 Eastern for all y'all that are new to this. All right. Thank you for joining us, and share us out. Don't bogart the show. All right, we're going to open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means y'all, if you got a question, comment, shout out, suggestion, do it now.
Welcome to the Insane Asylum.
All right, let's do this. First one up, we got Wally G up in here saying, get the kids into music early. They pick it up.
It's true.
The shizzle.
They're like sponges. They absorb it fast.
They're like mops.
When you start instilling your kid with these skills at like from 5 and up, boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Bobo started playing percussions at 5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. When you're gonna be a child prodigy, it starts at 5.
Mm-hmm. And you love it.
And you love it.
And you love it, and you like adapt to it. That's why you got to watch. Like when I got my grandkids, it's like I kind of pay attention to what do they gravitate to. I don't want to be like, you got to do sports or you got to do that. Or you know, what do you like, man? You want to do that? Like my grandson, I thought he was gonna be baseball, but now he's liking basketball.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then
You
just
never know
change it.
what
So
they're gonna
yeah, you
flip
got to
to,
kind
yeah.
of go with their vibe and see, you know, and then when they find something, then okay, damn, he loves that. Okay, let me show him how to be, how to really work hard at
How
it.
about this? It's just like you said. You never know what they're going to take because a lot of rappers and DJs, producers, all that, they all started in sports in not all of them, but a lot of them played sports in high school and they were good at it, but they chose to put their time into, the music instead.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
You just never know what it's going to be, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you just got to work with it,
You might have broken your father's heart.
Yeah,
He wants you
for
to be a
sure.
pro baseball player,
For
a
sure.
pro football player, but you wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah. But what I do think but I think in a good way, sports does teach you something.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you change into another thing, it's like it teaches you how to have teamwork and how to win with
Discipline
people.
on teamwork,
and,
yes.
and how to win with people. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And how do you make everybody work together? So if you step out there, you got to put your team together. It's kind of like the same thing. You got to who's going to be lazy, who's going to really work, you know what I mean? It's kind of a good thing to go through sports because it teaches you that type of discipline.
Yeah.
Next up in here, we got Juicy Jules, Minnesota, saying, what's good, Julio G?
What's good, man? Let's get it.
And we got Aaron up in here saying, you should bring Tony G next time with you, Julio.
Man, I'll bring him, man. But Tony be at the house, man. He's a grandfather, man.
Yeah, we've been
He
trying to
got
get him.
grandkids.
It's the schedule, the grandfather schedule.
You know, it'd be
is
dope
tough.
one day if you got all the mix masters in here, like Joe Cooley,
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
G, Julio G, and M Walk or something.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be kind of
We
tight.
gotta make that happen.
Yeah, we got to do like a K-Day Mix Masters reunion. So that'd be dope.
Salud.
And we got Andy B shot me up in here saying, mad love to be real. Let's go, Cypress Hill family.
Salute to you. Thank you.
And we got Midwest Boxing up in here saying, I'd bring back Barson in 6 months to see his progress.
Bring it.
He's gonna do good, man.
He's gonna do good.
Yeah, you could
He could sing too, man.
No, I checked him out. He was dope. I was like, he's gonna do good. It's about putting the footwork. What he was doing, stopping by podcasts, getting it in. You know what I mean? It's like it takes work.
And he's talented.
He's talented. People don't want to put the work in. They want it to happen overnight. It don't work like that. And then when it happens overnight, then everybody remembers you. You know what I mean? It's like then you start popping and people think it just happened overnight. It didn't, man. It takes time. You know?
True that.
Well done.
And we got Wally G up in here saying, how do you guys scam the scammers?
How do you scam the scammers?
You guys were talking about scams earlier, people scamming your phone.
I don't answer no phones. If I don't know your phone number,
Yeah,
I
me
don't
neither.
care who you are, bro. I don't. You better send me some kind of.
I don't click on links.
information. I don't do none.
I
of
don't
that.
answer calls. I don't
None of that.
recognize.
I don't care who
None
you
of
are.
it.
Don't do
The
nothing.
minute they try to send some spam, block.
Out of here.
How about you, Steftone?
Yeah, no, I pay no mind to it, but it's just funny because you always see it and you're just like, man, who falls for this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
You got a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, yeah. Let me just not even say it. But
Some people.
they're not up on game. Let's just to put
Yeah,
it put it politely, they're not up on game and they fall for this bullshit.
Bro, there's people out there. They're just not tech savvy. It's not their fault. They're just from a different generation or whatever it could be. It's just
They don't know any better, yeah.
Sometimes people just got a phone. They're new to it. They don't know. They're just clicking on things and not understanding that. You know what I mean? So they're willing to bet there's somebody they can get. You know what I mean?
And maybe, kids with their parents' phones in their hand sometimes are clicking on shit they ain't supposed to.
True.
That part too.
Yeah.
All right, next.
And we got Tequilas Out of Tacos up in here saying, when I did a dab for the first time correctly, I got cold sweats and took a shower. The weed guy was like, I think you did it right.
Oh yeah, you hit a good one, boy.
You got a good one, bro.
Got that blood pressure up real fast.
Yes, sir.
That's what they're for, man. I tell you, you can smoke the joints all day long, but you need a boost. You got to get up over that hill.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, man. We used to be on tour sometimes, and we'd have a dab rig with us, and it'd be at nighttime. We're about to crash out after the show. You know what I mean? We smoked a joint or two. It's like, man, we want to just crash, man. Boom, let's just get one dab in. Boom. It would just night on the bus, bro. For real.
that is a very safe sleep sedative.
For sure.
Works like a champ.
It works like a charm, and you know you're gonna wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one of these goddamn, things where like if you take this one pill that puts you to sleep and you maybe took one pill too many.
They make me feel too groggy. I don't like those things.
Yeah,
that's
no,
why
forget
I'd
that.
rather do weed.
Yeah, do some dabs. If you really
sure.
want to go
Yeah,
to sleep,
yeah, they get a nice dab.
And
Sure.
if you like to wake and bake, just one dab.
Boom.
That's all you need.
That's
Start
all
your day.
you
Boop,
need.
you're gone. You're off to do what you got to do.
Pretty much.
For sure.
I like
Pretty
to
much.
bake. I like to bake a joint though.
Yeah.
See, I can't do it because I'll do the dab and then smoke the joint after. I'll just obliterate myself from the top.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm an extremist in that way. Like, it's not that I even mean to do it. It's just I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think, feel. Next.
And we got Wally G up in here saying, shout out to Carson. He's got a strong start in the music industry. Keep running it for decades.
Yeah.
I believe he will.
Get your money, bro.
Get
Come
your
on.
money, baby.
He was a dope guest. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, money.
And we got Ramanel up in here saying, we need music class back in the public schools.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There needs to be more music programs. You know what I liked about Dude was that usually when you get a young buck like his age, they don't normally know what to say because they really don't know how to relate to us because we're older artists in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But he was making his points and he was like not feeling intimidated by it. It was awesome.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
you could see he's gonna have a good run, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. He's got a good energy with him.
All of us from the time when the DJ came to be. What if they were teaching DJ in school, being a DJ in school?
Oh man,
for
you'd
sure.
have masters right now.
For sure.
There are masters,
yeah.
but I'm saying, it would have turned out more. You would have had more. Kids would have been on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would venture to say that there would have been more kids signing up to be DJs than playing sports.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, like, when I think about myself, it's like I didn't have the opportunities, people around me. My mom wasn't savvy enough to understand that I like music in that way. So she was cool with what I was doing. Like, okay, if that's what you want to do, like being the dancing and break dancing. And I always think about what my mom was looking at me like she was way older than me, So I thought, like, I wonder what she thought about me. Like, this little kid's crazy. Like, but
She was
as long
being
as he's
mad understanding.
yeah, she was, because I was crazy. You know what I mean? But I didn't have that opportunity of somebody to be like, hey, you know what you should do, young man? You should take a music class. You should learn how to pick up an instrument. You should da-da-da at an earlier age. I didn't have that opportunity. So
Yeah,
it's
same
absolutely
here.
true. I wish young kids did have more of that because you have a lot of kids that once they gravitate to it, they'll be like, damn, I really love doing this. And that's what keeps you off the street because that's what kept me off the street is practicing DJing.
But-
I had to practice so much. There was no street time. I had to be
You know what they
practicing,
need to
bro.
do though is in the music class they need to add turntablism to,
For sure.
to the whole
sure.
shit.
But
For sure.
but the reason why is because you're a musician and your instrument is the turntables. It's the decks. It's the mixer.
It is an instrument.
You're playing all the instruments that are on that record.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's fun when you're a DJ and then you could progress to make music. That's what I mean. It's such a it's kind of a marriage. A lot of good ass DJs out there. They got a great ear. If they really got behind making some music, they'd really like, oh man, like,
Yeah.
it's different. You know
if
what I mean?
if they dug in a
Yeah.
little bit deeper,
It's
they'd
dope to do your own music.
Yeah,
You know?
pretty much.
So schools have removed the music programs completely, including
Some
like
schools
band?
because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can't
There's
afford
not-
it. They
there's
can't
not-
afford it. But it's
Well,
just,
they say that there's no funding.
yeah, that's all.
There
that's-
is,
Yeah,
but
they
they
just stole
say
your
there
money.
isn't. Yeah.
They stole your money, man. Let's get to the bottom, of the whole deal. Our kids are being robbed, and that's just, if people don't understand that, then it's just because you don't understand what's happening with the teachers unions and everything. You've seen what they did in COVID. They shut down. They didn't want to do. They want to come back to class. They drug all that out, took all the money from the federal government. It's a whole game. That's why people need to be more understanding of what's happening with your kids in school. It's not like in my time. They educated us a little bit more in my time than what they're doing for you today. You know what I mean? And you should have all those programs.
Yeah, that's why a lot of kids are getting homeschooled.
Why do we pay taxes for, dog? I suppose I want the kids to have a program. That's the purpose of me paying taxes. It's not for you to tell me, oh, there's not enough money for that, bro. No, there is. That's my money. We've been giving you the money. Where's our programs?
Not just you, but everybody.
Everybody, bro. Everybody. It's not cheap here in California. They charge you for taxes here. They're not forgiving here, bro. They hit you. So you should have things.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like you don't got things. What you mean we don't got things? Come on, man.
Especially when your state be bragging on their big surplus. Like,
Thank
yo,
you.
we got all this money. It's
Right.
Like, duh.
From cannabis.
Right.
Next.
Yep.
And next up in here, we got JP. He's saying, I haven't smoked weed in 17 years. Last time I had real bad anxiety. What kind of strain do you suggest I try? I want to start smoking again.
Start off slow, buddy. You want to smoke what we're smoking. That's the
Yeah,
whole
man.
shit we were talking about earlier.
What did they smoke?
Have a beer.
Maybe a sativa
Sounds
or,
like it, yeah.
or a hybrid or something
I would tell
like
you,
that.
look, I'm gonna say, get you a hybrid, but get you a 22% something hybrid. Something that's cool. Don't go too ham on the THC, and just take a hit or two and just chill, bro, and enjoy it and see what it feels like. That's basically because people start going ham and they think they gotta be like Cheech and Chong. They start hitting the weed like that's like, nah, bro.
I think you could do that. You just when you get that, when you start to have that feeling of paranoia come over you, you start to you're starting to freak out. Now you're actually now experiencing the high. Just ignore all that crazy thought and feeling and just relax. Enjoy it.
True that.
Lean
Embrace.
back. Yeah, lean back.
Embrace.
Enjoy that moment.
That's
for
right.
sure.
Enjoy
For sure.
that moment, goddammit.
If
All
you
right.
gotta lay down, lay down. But enjoy it.
if you got a if you got a screen safe mode, do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right, next.
And we got Jimmy B up in here saying the Discord chat is where it's at. Some of you guys are missing out not being in the Discord.
Word.
Bring it.
And I dropped the link in the Discord, so check that out, guys.
Salute to the Discord, folks.
And we got Psycho Beta Beatdown up in here. He's gifting a tier 1 sub to Be Real TV's community, and he's gifted a total of 153 subs.
Well, thank you, sir. That's awesome. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Beta.
And we got Matt Bongard up in here saying he thinks bluefin tuna needs to be at least 73 inches or more in the United States.
Huh.
He thinks those little ones were
Yeah.
undersized in the picture.
Yeah, they look like babies for sure.
Caught some babies, baby. All right.
And we got K-Mac up in here saying you smell cigarette smoke a lot more once you quit. It's crazy.
It is.
It really is offensive, and as a smoker, it's incredible how blind you become to such an offense.
And each cigarette smells different too. It's not like they all smell one way. It's like it depends who you smoking around. Like, oh God, this guy's smoking. What the hell is this who's smoking?
Marlboro. Working to a Vegas casino.
Smoking that stanky pack.
Cool.
Damn, B-Real, I can't believe I used to go in the little smoke chambers just to smoke in Europe
I remember, man.
at the airport. That's how bad
I didn't know
was
how y'all
feeling.
did that.
I used to love those little boxes.
Oh my God, dude! I used to that used to really
when
like,
you-
that was a mental like thing for me. Like I'm like, damn, bro, you really doing bad right now. You want a cigarette so bad. You want.
Hey, man.
It's like the Narita Airport in Tokyo when you get outside the airport and there's they got the booths right there on the curb. Be about 15, 20 people deep
Going ham in there.
in a 12-seater.
Hey, and that's when y'all really smell like
coming out hot.
Oh, when you come out of that, imagine that. Oh my
It's
God, boy.
crazy.
It's
dude.
crazy to smell in there, bro.
Oh,
I
man.
never want to be in that again.
Those
man.
are
Hey,
I'm good, bro.
God is good.
God is great. Thank you.
Those are the only times, though, as a smoker, where you come out and you can kind of smell it on yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the only time.
and it's horrible.
Yeah, it's just tough. Not when you're a smoker. When you're a smoker, it's all good.
Bolton.
And next up in here, let's see. We got Soul King Beats up in here asking if Carson caught a contact high.
I don't know. I don't know if he caught a
didn't
contact.
seem like he did.
Didn't seem like he did.
He was looking a little.
Really?
A little twisted.
Nah, he didn't look twisted.
Nah, he was having. a
We
good
gotta
time.
ask his moms if he asked for a hamburger or something. You know? Maybe he was hungry on the way up. You stop at Carl's Jr.
Nah, his mom's was cool about it. She was like, "It's all good."
It's all good.
So
he has a cool team.
We got Mark up in here saying, shout out to the Dr. Greenthumb show for supporting an upcoming artist.
For sure, you have to, man.
Always.
You have to. The fun part of doing that is that you never know. Like, as I was talking to him, I'm thinking, wow, what if this guy becomes Justin Bieber? Damn, we got an interview with this guy. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about it. You never know who you're talking to sometimes. It's like that person may become the biggest thing. You'd be like, damn, that was da-da-da. Remember that show? Right? And you have the early footage of them. So that's what makes it interesting. But you want to support artists. That's always fun, man. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And that seems to be it so far.
Word up. Thank you for all those. If you got any more before we go, we'll read them, obviously. But thank you for your shout-outs and questions and comments and all this.
Yeah, man, as long as you're going out there and you're being yourself and you're having a good time, you got the best chances then.
Yeah.
Because the biggest roadblock is yourself.
True that.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, the access of the technology of it, it's
profound, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just like it's every day it's moving quicker and it's moving to something a little more easier. It's moving to a lot of different directions. It's just, that's why I think it's important for kids to. I wish they had more like things about code and coding and doing things like that in the community, because that's what the young kids in the hood need right now. Is imagine if a bunch of young kids in the hood started to learn how to code. And you have so much
There'd
talent.
be a whole lot of hackers out there.
Well, you'd have that, but I'm saying, actually, you'd have a lot of people that would come with something very creative.
Yeah.
Because young kids are creative, and if you give them the chance to, man, I have an idea to do this, something that me and you may have not thought about, and that person's like, damn, that little kid just came up with a dope ass app,
Or
like
a game or something.
or a game, or something to that effect. So that's why I think there's so much talent in the hood. But we need more access to people that understand that. You shouldn't be afraid of it. You should welcome it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. You know what I mean? I think we need better help in that community, in that spot, in that space in our communities.
Yeah,
absolutely. More music programs.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're
in tech.
Yeah,
you know what
sure,
I mean? In tech. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's why I give it up to Nipsey Hussle. He was ahead of his time in that space, because he was trying to do that spot on Crenshaw. I think he actually got it going. And that's what it was about, you know what I mean? And so it was bringing in, he was ahead of his time, you know what I mean? He was already understanding that was the next move to put these types of centers in the community and eventually get people to fund these things, you know what I mean? We should, with the community, we should be able to fund those situations, you know what I mean? They send money everywhere else. They should be able to send you some money too to, make these things happen.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But we know that they'll fuck it off somewhere else.
Well, somebody steals it, and that's why I say it becomes one of those things where we need to be careful about what's going on and be more attentive of what's happening with our money. That's why I say the school shouldn't be going through that, man. That we have more than enough money to take care of teachers. I hate that whole, we need to pay teachers more. Sure, you should. Fine. What's the problem? Well, the money's there. It should be there. What's the problem? There is something that holds all that back. We're not really informed in that way, so we don't understand that. But that's why our kids are being little by little. Hey, look, California used to have a real good educational system at one time. It wasn't that we was like 48 like we are now. We used to be in the top 10.
That's weird. I wonder what happened.
Isn't that crazy? There was a time. Remember, because you're originally from Cali, right? So you remember there was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I remember that too. So it's something happened, right? So that's either people going to face that one day and understand, they're robbing our money, and we got to do better at that.
They didn't just start.
No, there's nothing.
They've been.
No, there's nothing. They do it everywhere.
Something they've been doing since we were kids.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just, what are people going to do about it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What are people going to do about it? What are we, we just go generation after generation pointing fingers at everybody, but what does the community really get up and do?
They all need to recognize we're on the same team and we all need to act together.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
it.
For sure. For sure.
Party wants to.
Hey, what's crazy, B-Roll?
We can work on our gripes later. But if we're going to get some stuff done, we got to act as one.
You know, I was tripping out on B-Real the other day. It was like this whole thing that happened with the LA City Council, right? They all got caught up on this tape, and whatever the story is, whoever political thing it is, whatever, they got caught on tape saying some things that offended some people. I did not agree with the ladies on the way out. The way she didn't apologize to the black community. She didn't apologize to a lot of people. So that was not cool how she did that. But
yeah, she copped the fuck.
But it made people become like in the comments that I would read. It made a lot of people that were black people that would say, "Oh, this is how Hispanics really feel," and and it made me feel like I was thinking to myself, "Damn, in the '90s, man, we did a lot to do the black and brown, like." We weren't trying to be like
black and brown,
in love with you like that, but we were doing a lot in the community. Remember, Be Real? We would go out with the Nation of Islam. Yeah. We went out with Cam. We did a lot of things in the hood where we brought the black and brown people together. And it wasn't like we were trying to squash all beefs and all that. We were just no color lines. 92.3 The Beat was no
doing
color
what
line.
We could.
We were doing what we could just to show, hey, we get down together, dog. At least the image to start somewhere to show you we do work together, bro. It's not. So I feel like we kind of lost some of that, and we've turned it into something else today, where it's like
now it's brown and white.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I just like, we don't have beef like that. It's if we need to get together and do something, if the right people from the black and brown side get together, they can do it because we used to do it back then. So it can't be. It's not that it's not possible. So that was just kind of sad to see, man. I didn't want to see, that us have a situation between the black and brown community, you know what I mean? Because we do have a lot in common and we do have a lot of love in between each other, so we should focus on that.
Yeah.
And not those little things that pop up and
Real
then it makes
talk.
it like, oh man, we hate you and you hate us. Man, we don't, come on, man. Yeah. But we come from a different era because we grew up with black kids, Be Real. So we are accustomed to that. We have black friends growing up. It's not that are still our friends to this day. You know what I mean? So it kind of hurts me a little bit like, damn, man, I hate to have a little division with friends that I've known for so long over all this that's going on. You know what I mean? So,
it takes some politicians to add some fuckery to that. Those two other assholes need to peel.
They need to get out too, man.
They need to peel they need to peel their asses out of there.
Yeah, for sure,
like
bro.
Straight the fuck up. We don't need nothing like that representing what this is over here.
And I think it just shows LA that it's like it just shows LA that we need to be more cautious of who we're putting up in office and what they're selling to you. You know what I mean? Because we're losing. This whole city council is a disaster, man. So we need better people up there, man. We just got to be more conscious of what we're putting up there, because we need some better shit in LA, man.
Yeah, that means y'all young folks need to get a little bit more involved and know who you're voting into these fucking places where assholes like this got into.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Your votes count in that regard. People will tell you all day that they don't, but in that regard, they do. Who you choose for your city council and all that other bullshit, all right? With that, we want to thank everybody for watching and listening. We want to thank Carson Lueders for rolling up in here and, getting down with the squad. And we want to thank you for your time and love and support as always. You know what I'm saying? To find this on the replay, Apple Music and Spotify, the Dr. Greenthumb podcast right here is live. So it's the show, all right? And salute to all y'all once again. Julio G, you got any shout-outs?
Shout out to everybody tuned in. We appreciate it. I'm glad being back, man. It's always fun being up here with all the fellas, man. So I'll catch y'all next week. I'll be back, man. Peace, man.
Psycho Leezy.
No doubt. Salute everybody on the check, everybody here at the table. Word up. It's Tuesday. Let's get it popping. Get ready for the mix next.
That's right. We got a mix coming up.
Let's go.
Treehouse.
Shout out to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout out to the Dominator. Thank you guys for holding it down up here. Shout out to Barson for stopping through, my little relative. And also shout out to Door Hash.
that was a good slip in right there. I'll give you points for that one. The Strong.
Yeah, shout out Mark Sargent, Karen B, David Weiss, everyone, everything FE. Have a great time at Flattoberfest. Aton B, Julio G, Psycho Les, Bolton, Ray Morning Shot Films, Taryn at Velvet Hammer, The Dominator, Pedro, all the Asylum, the 5150s, the Twitch Ward, the Discordlies. Y'all have a great week. Got new items at the Strong Dot family. Check them out. And Aton.
Shout out to everybody. I'm high as fuck right now. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at private photo.
Man, you roll good joints, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at that. This guy's fucking...
Thank you.
It's an
I
art.
see problems in
He
it, but
said-
Oh,
thank
man,
you.
fuck that.
He said
Okay.
all.
Shit.
He said all but 3 words the whole time he was sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely twisted.
Yeah. All right, word up. Stay with love. Love is the key. No negativity, no boof, none of that, man. Spread positive vibes and love all around the world. That's the prescription for Dr. Greenthumb. Check us in the mix on Twitch. B_RealTV is the place. Let's go. We'll see you tomorrow. One.